I've been trying to keep small amounts of notes on my computer for the campaign, and I've been doing it by section. And literally, the only thing I have written for last session was session 3, the fight. Literally the whole fucking time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did it. That was the recap.
Yep.
We fought.
You're welcome, guys.
I have one additional note to add to that. The teleportation circle that gets us up there is in the Hall of Justice. Also, Thunderfist has a book full of passes to get us to the mask.
3 passes.
No, he has a whole fucking book.
Oh.
he gave
us 3.
Well, he gave you guys 3.
I think it's just one, right? Like he gave you one ticket with 3 names on it?
No, they're individual.
We each got one.
Oh, is it individual?
Did we ever ask how Thunderfist got his name?
I mean, he has this
Probably
the fist that showed thunder and Sparky, right?
I wish you would say you should ask my wife.
Well,
got her.
Kick us off, DM. We're gonna ask him right now.
Hey, Thunder! How'd you get your name?
Because of my boots.
Of course.
Do DM.
This man.
He says, "Why do you think?" And then he reaches across the table and punches you.
I dodge it.
Well, we'll see if you do.
Do you dodge a 32?
What's your AC?
My AC is 50.
50. He rolls a 50 to hit.
Hold on.
He rolled a nat 20. Doesn't matter.
Actually, let me check my that one spell.
Get my dice
it's either 18 or 20.
18.
That's what he rolled?
No,
So
he rolled a 19.
Okay.
But your character sheet says your AC is an 18.
Yes, but I also cast Shield of Faith, and I don't know how long it lasts.
When did you cast it? Because you were also knocked unconscious.
At the beginning of the fight. It's not concentration.
Shield of Faith is definitely concentration.
Are you sure?
I'm about 98% sure. The only spell that I know that is not concentration,
you're probably right.
that should be concentration is Spiritual Weapon, and I don't understand that, but oh well.
Yeah, I don't get that. Whatever, I don't get that either. But
Mirror Image should also probably be concentration.
It is concentration. Yeah.
Mirror Image is not concentration.
10 minutes. Okay, so if I didn't lose my concentration, then it would be 10.
There's a slew of spells that are like, oh, this isn't concentration. That's interesting. Like Sanctuary.
That's, yeah, like Ragna's entire build.
It is. It's confusing.
How much shit can I stack together and buff everybody with? Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
You know,
it's
where
the mercy
on your
build.
character sheet does it show your spells?
It doesn't. I had to write them in the notes just so I know.
What the fuck do you mean you don't have the fuck? Oh, because you're a monk spells. You probably have a.
No, I took the Magic Initiate feed.
That's
it should.
And it doesn't have a spells category.
Nope.
Why the fuck don't you have a spells category? I had it when I didn't even.
I go to edit character and I go down to feet. Where is it? Where are you?
What was that?
Is it listed under the feet
ability
category?
Score? I have feet and I have Magic Initiate, and it's saved in there. And it never gave me a spell list, so all I do is keep track of it in my notes, and
it's listed under your feats, but it doesn't even list the spells that you chose under there.
Are you sure you chose them? Like
there's nothing I can choose
under Magic Initiate.
Yeah.
Oh
no, it's nothing comes up.
No, you have to choose Magic Initiate and then you pick a class. So there's Magic Initiate like Wizard, Magic Initiate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see.
It should be
Go
like
into
a drop
classes,
down.
and then
yeah.
it'll give you options.
Oh.
Then it should, because I did the same thing when I was picking songs, spells for Dez. I was like, where the fuck is this stuff? I know that I've picked it like 8 times. You have to go to the class specific one.
Oh. So maybe I can't even have Shield of Faith.
You just gotta pick cleric.
No, it wasn't under that. Cleric.
It's two. What is it? 2 cantrips and a first level, or 1 cantrip and 1 first level spell.
Oh wait, there it is. Shield of Faith. Okay.
If you choose cleric, it should be on your spell list.
I don't know where you're finding this.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Whatever
you.
I did that. I did Spare the Dying. I did Shield of Faith.
I perhaps have had to roll the highest for a save ever. Yesterday, it was a DC 24 save, and it was a strength saving throw. So that went well.
To get fucked by a Leviathan.
To get fucked by a tidal wave, yeah. Well,
jeez.
And then you had to roll a 24 to move. That was not great.
It's Toll the Dead's
yes.
Is that a spell?
It's a
cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Okay. Let me see.
Good cleric cantrips. Guidance is always good, but I have guidance.
Well, anyways, you take 9 bludgeoning and 10 lightning damage from his punch.
Second, and I can save that.
I like to imagine, like, for some reason we didn't actually heal.
Mookie.
And yeah, like at 1 hit point, he just like knocks you into the fucking floor.
Dead.
You said 9.
9 bludgeoning. 10 lightning.
Did you actually just piss off this?
I guess. I was kind of asking as a half joke, but
Thunderfist doesn't deal with jokes.
I don't care.
You asked him. He sarcastically answered that you insulted me as the DM, so he hit you.
That is fair.
He has the power to do that.
Oh, I also believe that at the end of last session we had inquired about getting a drink after we just fought each other.
Oh
to
yeah.
that extent. Just kind of like yes, let's
Many
sit down and have a
drinks
chat.
to be had. Yeah, going back out into the bar, there's tons of people out here already that have made their way up, and they're eating. You would have noticed coming out of the staircase there, how you were led back into the office. There were a bunch of people that were also just going like straight through this wall right here.
Which wall?
This wall.
Wait, how would we have seen it?
Oh, we were coming in through this.
Yeah, you came up through a stairway that's underneath this rug, and you were led back into here, but there's a bunch of people also exiting, just walking through the wall here.
Oh, I thought I thought we didn't come up through the same way we went down.
You went down through here.
I thought we went down through this hatch over here.
No. He led us up past the stage.
Gotcha.
Thunderfist, what's up with that wall over there?
Well, it's just an illusory wall. Another way to get people in. A lot of people come to see the fights, and having everyone tramp through my office isn't ideal, so...
I want to make sure I bleed as much on the floor as I can.
You're like squeezing your face.
I'm not making any attempt to.
You're bleeding on his rug.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it just looks are you guys done here? And you're just standing there bleeding.
hold on, not done yet.
Yeah, are we leaving now, or are we still in the office?
So we're
still
in this
the
room.
office for now.
I will actually.
I'd like to make note of where he puts the book of passes at.
He just slots it into one of the drawers on the left side of the desk there.
Yay road.
Is he motioning to leave, or is he staying in the?
He's kind of just sitting there looking at you all curiously, since no one's
waiting for us to
person's walked out.
Ragna left. I assume there's no reason to be here, so she took off. And got
He's
us
already paid you. He's
Yep.
just kind of
I'm just
standing
gonna-
there, and he's like,
I'll just keep standing.
He's like,
keep bleeding.
if you ever want to participate in the fights again, just let me know. We do it semi-regularly, and it always draws a crowd.
Could I? What do I know of Thunderfist? Back before we first met, like, are there any like stories about him or any more? Or do you want me to like I could roll a history or something like that?
He wouldn't be terribly well known, I guess. If anything, I think we could maybe roll, because he would recognize the robes that he wears.
Recognize the
Didn't he
fist
already
that I
recognize
met
him?
punched with. Yeah, wasn't he part of the drunken? He was part of the drunken.
I think you did already roll that, didn't you?
Drunken monk style of fighting.
Yes, you would know that he came from the Kaizen monastery, where they study the way of the drunken master.
Kaizen.
And their robes are always a deep forest green, but Thunderfists appear to have blackened from age.
But Uwe would know that. I would not know that, right?
Unless you're studying monks, I would say probably not.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna just ask Thunderfist. Hey man, how'd you get here? Tell me your story.
Well, I always dreamed of coming to the big city and being a dancer. But
Being
What's
a
where it's
dancer.
like on the way out the door, and then hears that and like turns around. Yeah.
The volcano erupted and kind of dashed all my dreams.
Yeah.
Now here I am, fighting, drinking.
I gotta tell you, when I was a young boy, I had dreams that aren't dissimilar to yours.
I was a young warthog.
I too always dreamed of the stage, of the dance, feeling my limbs move as though they were waves on the ocean,
As if independent from my body.
like streams of air. What say you to that, Thunderfist?
I think you maybe missed my layer of sarcasm. I have no interest in dancing.
Oh, me either.
This whisper makes for the door again.
That's embarrassing.
I also was joking. Obviously, I wasn't telling the truth.
If you want, there's a stage right out there. You can play the piano, you can sing, do whatever you want if that's what you're looking for.
I mean, could you show me how the piano works?
Yeah, sure. Follow me.
Okay.
I assume if you don't know how to play piano, then it's not going to be great.
He'll motion everyone to the door, kind of usher everybody out. He'll walk out after everyone's left. He'll say, yeah, look over here, and he'll walk you over to the piano.
Can I make a sleight of hand check here as we're leaving?
For what?
I
Oh,
would
you
like
know,
to.
baby.
I would like to accidentally, on purpose, leave something of mine on his desk.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to leave.
It told me to make a distraction,
I'm going to
like
leave.
getting punched in the face.
I'm going to leave a jeweled eye patch on his desk.
Okay.
Do you want stealth or sleight of hand?
Do a sleight of hand. Because he was sitting at the desk.
Natural
I want-
20.
I want the jeweled eye
27.
patch. Ooh, it
Nice.
would look great with the jeweled eye patch on. You can be a pirate now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
My butthole.
You feel confident that he didn't detect it. He at least didn't mention it.
Huh.
But anyway, he leads you over to the piano and he points at it and he says, "You see these white and black buttons here?
Interesting. How
Yeah,
exactly does this work, Thunderfist?
we call those keys. And when you press one, it strikes a chord on the inside of the piano."
But I thought keys were used to unlock doors.
Uh, that is true. It may unlock a door. Just press them and find out.
I couldn't. I mean, you're clearly so knowledgeable about the instrument. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to show me how it was played.
All right, fine. And he sits down at the bench and pulls up to it and gives a pretty mediocre performance of chopsticks.
So the piano was playing by itself earlier. Does it stop playing by itself when he starts playing it?
Yeah, when he sits down, it stops.
And when he stands up,
It starts playing. But his mediocre performance of chopsticks gets a rousing applause from the audience. They enjoyed it. Lots of
They,
laughs.
they seem to really like that Thunderfist. Could you play anything longer? I mean, you really get into it.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for a drink. And he'll hop off the stage and head to the bar.
Does he
Um,
usher me with him?
No, you're just
Okay.
standing on stage.
All right. I'm gonna walk past the piano and go in this room right here.
Okay.
And
There's
then I would.
lots of people still flowing out through that door, so you kind of have to fight your way through a little crowd to get in. But
Is there enough room for me to get through this wall the opposite way? Like, would anybody notice if I went the opposite way?
I mean, you're going against traffic, so that people would see you. You'd possibly bump into someone that you couldn't see coming through the wall.
It's true.
act like you drop something, and you can't find it.
Yes, as Ui uses message to send that to
says
Grim.
across the bar.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'm gonna try walking through the wall. You want me to roll something for that?
No, you just walk through it.
All right, I'm gonna walk through the wall.
You're back in here. There's still people coming up the stairs. There's you see the familiar altars on each side. And yeah. So
All right, I'm
closed
gonna walk
door in
across
front of you.
and try this door.
It is locked.
Where's Thunderfist drinking? I guess I don't know that he's doing this. Never mind. Never mind, everybody. Oh, he is gonna sit at the bar and get a drink.
Yeah, and are there like places for us to sit, or
Yeah, but it's filling up fast. You guys would probably want to grab a longer table.
Whisper's gonna grab a long table and he was sitting there and he's just gonna say, "Make way for the champions. Seats taken."
They do. They scoot over and they're like, "Oh, let me buy you a drink. That was a great show."
Let's grab this table. It's in the corner.
Whisper's gonna motion to everyone else who was gonna come drink with us.
Hey, Mike, can you give me a control of Jerry
No.
around? Oh, okay.
The monk is gonna size up the monk. And then there's one person conspicuously missing.
All right.
Can I? I'm gonna cast detect magic and see if this is locked by magical means or if it's just the door lock.
Do I notice that Numbnuts is gone?
Um,
Do I've worked
I
with him
mean,
for a little bit. I know he's just kind of like he's just going doing weird shit, right?
yeah, it's not out of character for him to kind of wander off and do his own thing. Especially in a crowded space, you've worked with him a little bit and know that he just likes to meet people and approach other people. There's a big enough crowd here that it's not alarming that he's not at your table.
Okay. Carry on.
Where's Thunderfist?
Thunderfist is chatting with Marcus over here at the bar.
Is that the bartender?
Yeah, he's the owner.
Is he behind the bar or
Oh, brother
sitting
Marcus, good.
right here on the outside of the bar?
He's sitting and he's chatting over the bar.
All right.
You're casting Detect Magic.
Yeah.
The illusory wall behind you is very illuminated,
Mhm.
as well as the candelabra and candles on the altars, and the rug as well. Not the door in front of you, though.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna walk back out and pretend like I'm talking to the people that are coming through this wall.
Yeah, okay. You could just talk to him.
I could.
Funnier if he just pretends to talk to
You're just
somebody.
you're
I'm
just
just like
miming.
motioning.
Izui is bleeding, right? Sorry.
I mean, yeah, he's hurt. He
He
got
got the
he got
shit punched
punched
out of
pretty
him.
good.
Yeah, he got a shiner.
If you could see.
Yeah.
Carry
Black
on.
black feathers.
Carry on, unsuspicious Grim.
I'm gonna move back over to the piano and act like I'm looking inside of it.
Okay.
Actually, could I make an investigation check to see what I see inside of the piano? See if anything is out of the ordinary as far as my knowledge of pianos go.
I mean, you did just get a crash course in how they work.
That's right, but I wasn't looking at the piano though.
Yeah, make an investigation.
That's a 10.
Okay. It appears to be a normal piano.
Great. I'm glad that I looked.
Interesting to note with your detect magic still running, the piano is not magical. It plays on its own some other way.
Maybe McCain?
You know, just for shits and giggles,
Turn on dead.
is no.
Hold the dead.
Turn undead.
Spare the dying.
No, is it apparent? I'm not sure if spells are being cast out in the open. Is like, would I be familiar with how the town sees this, or is there's no I don't know what the word I'm looking for. There's not like yes, you can open carry essentially, or with magic. Trying to
Well,
think of
he cast the spell in the other room,
yeah.
so there wasn't any indication that he casted a spell here.
I get that, but I mean, like, if I were to cast a spell out in the open, would it be like, what are you doing? Or is it more of a just like weird looks?
It would be notable that you were doing something, but it's not.
Mhm.
Magic isn't so foreign that it's like outlawed or
Okay.
like shunned against.
Yeah.
People
It's like,
know it exists. Not everyone can harness the ability to do it. A lot of
yeah.
people might get jealous.
Uh,
But No, you could openly cast if you wanted to.
Okay.
I think as long as it's not offensive magic that's gonna slaughter a bar. And honestly, you could probably still cast that if you wanted. But there
Yeah,
would
yeah,
definitely be retaliation after.
yeah. Good. Very good. Ragna is gonna reach over towards Ui and then like pause like before touching him and kind of like gesture towards where he got punched in the fucking face. Do you mind if I take care of that?
Please.
And I will give a good touch.
Cast inflict
Oh.
wounds at level 3.
Bad touch.
Yeah.
Bad touch.
Quick, Nubs, knock him out.
Round 2.
Just dump
What?
the table over.
Yeah. It's like yeah. Hold on, just stay right here. I cast fucking Moonbeam.
Just put me to sleep instead.
Where we find out Ragna's a very sore loser.
Yeah. I'll cast level 2 Cure Wounds
Yay.
on a OE.
Wow. That's
Oh,
very nice.
first, let's see. Well, those are good rolls. You get 17 hit points back.
Damn.
Damn, and I'll mark off my level 2 spell
That
slot.
almost fully heals me.
Unless somebody decided they want to counterspell, I suppose.
As a thank you. I guess did I notice that Ragna was drinking it all beforehand or not?
I wasn't beforehand, but Ragna is now open for drinking.
Now that people are like seeing that you're all kind of congregated, there are many orders of beer that are being carried your way.
Yes.
Ales and ciders and all sorts of bunch of muck. And eventually Brother Marcus comes over and he says, I think your next like 20 drinks are paid for, so just let me know if you want anything.
Take some beer. And some
I will take some old man beer. Except it's like, like the most watered down. Like, I'm technically drinking alcohol, but I don't want to get too fucked up.
Whisper says, water, please.
Okay.
And you said this place
still
isn't.
recovering from last night.
Yeah. Yep.
And you said this
That's
place
right.
wasn't like fancy or anything, or
No, not
Okay.
at all.
okay.
I mean,
I was
correct me if
trying
I'm
to-
wrong. It's like
It's like in a
adjacent
bad neighborhood.
to the slums, right? Essentially.
It is,
Slums
yeah,
adjacent.
it is slums, and it is it's in a part of town that like this place is the only reason why people would come here. Like even the people living in the slums probably wouldn't come to this establishment outside of like begging for food and shelter. Is far away from the civilized part of town.
Is this kind of used as a? Because I know Marcus, brother Marcus is here. Is it kind of used as like a hub for like humanitarian work, or like do they operate out of here?
You would know because you've been in town and kind of helping out. So there's been just like some meetings with other people involved in the restorations. They meet here during the day. They share tables and have a meal. There's a lot of like organized like help groups, Habitat for Humanity type stuff where they go out and build shelters and that sort of stuff. And this is kind of the meeting place hub for that.
Gotcha.
But there's not like a ward here where people could stay. There's no beds or anything like that. So
Yeah, it's not like I guess a church would probably do something like that, right? Like they would have space
right.
if it was big enough. Yeah. Okay.
I'll slide a note to the Whisper. Not like I'm not trying to hide it or anything. I just wrote down. Could you ask what brought them here to the city?
Whisper turns to Ragna and says, thanks for taking care of my friend. What Guess why did you seek the Moonstone Mask?
I will kind of nod and kind of like, are Kenku? Is it apparent that Ui's Kenku? Like, would I know what Kenku are, or that they don't speak very well, or what
Roll
exactly their
a,
deal is?
I guess roll a history check. Let's see what you would know about them.
Do I just think he's shy?
So they're not terribly common. I don't know if you would have ever interacted with them.
I
Yeah, I
have-
don't think I would have either. That's a 5. So no.
Okay, well you know what that a Kenku is a race. First time ever seen one. Not sure what to make of it.
I
You've
guess
heard
like
of Aarakocra, and you're trying to figure out if this is the same thing. It looks a little different.
it's like God, all birds are the same. Oh God.
I can't tell the difference.
I just can't tell when they're standing next to each other. Okay, yeah, Ragnar will just kind of like look a little bit confused, I suppose, kind of seeing the note passed off, and then, uh, kind of more addressing the Whisperer, who is again what he looks elfy, right? That was the last appearance
Humanoid.
of the Whisperer, humanoid. I keep thinking elf for some reason.
He's a tall boy. I mean, he's tall and slender, so
Oh.
it's not a bad.
Tall humanoid, I like it.
I would guess he would be confused for an elf more often than human, just based on body size.
Yeah, because he's kind of tall and thin, right? Essentially.
Yeah, I think so. But Donnie, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he'd be a little chunkier. Not really
Yeah.
slender, but he wears so much shit, like robe-wise, that kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, I guess I mean, not that I could tell, but Warforged are fucking pretty heavy, right? Like they're big
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
No, that would make sense. I suppose same reason everybody else wants to go to the Moonstone Mask. They have very useful things.
And what would you use these things for?
For good, of course. I work for the church. Kind
Mm.
of like tap the shield. There's a I have a description somewhere, but I don't remember where it's at. Essentially, there's a holy symbol emblazoned in the center of her shield.
Symbol.
It looks like. I can find out where any of this shit's at. Da, 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 da. Equipment. Is it on my equipment? No. Description. There you go. There's basically a real heavy looking star set into it. The
5
shield.
point.
And you'll also see probably different iconography in the center of her chest plate. There is a masked eye. The best way I like to think about it is like like the Phantom of the Opera style, like mask over the face
Yeah.
kind of eye.
This would I know what religion this is?
Make a religion check.
Maybe.
It's Grumsh.
14.
Yeah, I would say you would recognize it. It is the why did I forget her name?
Or no, 13.
Moonweaver.
Salune.
Yeah, that's the one.
Salune.
Salune.
Okay. I guess I would hold up my symbol that I carry as well, but it's of Lathander, which is kind of fun.
The Morning Lord,
Yep.
of course.
Whisperer's gonna see if I know who the fuck this is. Just in the church. I reasonably know, I think. with 17.
Yeah,
Just say,
yeah, you know.
so the three of you all work for the church or do good things or
Ragna kind of laughs.
what brought what
I
brought you three together then?
yes, I work for the church. I'm assuming Grim is kind of still doing his thing.
I don't know, Grim, you still up by the piano?
Speaking on the piano.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
fucking
just
railing
keeping
it.
my eye on Thunderfist, waiting
Yeah,
to
he
see if
seems to be
he.
pretty occupied. I mean, he has his own friends that come to the fight, and they're all hanging out in the corner of the bar there and just doing their own thing.
In that case, if he's not over there just by himself, I'm gonna go and try this door.
Just
That's-
running right through it.
Yeah.
It is also locked.
Interesting. Okay. Are there any empty seats at any of these front tables?
No. This place is mostly filled up now, as quite occupied.
All right. I'm just gonna sit like on the stage and kind of watch people from here. That's what I'm doing.
People watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Whisper, I mean he says, so what brought you guys together?
Well,
Desire to make it to the mask or
not quite. I mean, so as I said, there's still interest in going to the mask. There's lots of powerful items that would be beneficial for both me and in turn the church. However, to answer your question, I was recruited by Grim, and then kind of Ragnar would gesture towards L as well, because I believe he's in a similar situation. Like he was pretty much like, "Hey, you should come work with me," sort of thing by Grim, right?
Yeah.
Kind of gesture towards old Nubbins.
the Whisper's gonna lean over to Jerry and tell him to say, hey, get him over here. Do your thing.
I guess I'm Jerry right now, huh? So Jerry will what is it? See if sending or
It's message.
message?
Alt Capper wire.
Cantrip. Should just be Cantrip, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'll kind of point over at L or at whatever your name is, Grim, sitting on the stage. And he's gonna say, hey, why don't you come join us at this table? Grim, you hear it in your head.
Hey,
Can
man, you
I-
want to buy some drugs?
Is message the one that I can send one message back?
You can reply
to
this
him?
message.
Yeah, you're allowed to reply.
Okay. I will reply to him. Hey, do you know what these tables are made out of?
He is gonna address the group and say, you guys know what these tables are made out of?
Can I make a check with my wood carver's tools?
Sure.
Looks like fucking wood.
Fucking 17 plus at least
Man.
4.
Man, I'm glad we're getting all of our good rolls out, guys.
These tables are made of
Wood.
Rich mahogany.
it's like it's a nice chestnut.
Whisper gives explicit detail on the type of wood and how aged it was, and
Talks about the grain and the best way to
he
work
insults
with it. And
he
keep it
insults
healthy.
he insults the craftsman a little bit. He's like, kind of shoddy work around here.
Either pine or North cherry.
Probably needs oiled. Like they haven't been caring for it properly.
Looking around, could I surmise that most of the wood-based products in this room are made from the same wood, or is it all different?
The floor is different. The stage is slightly different. All the tables and chairs appear to be the same. The bar is the same.
Doors?
The doors appear to be the same.
Do I know how strong Chestnut is?
It's
Just wait for
super
it.
strong.
Are you just gonna
It-
start seeing Grim like just
It's
trying to
wood.
like
I
knock
don't
down the
know.
wood with his foot or something, like the door? It's like, are you trying to get into his office? Because you're pretty obvious about it.
All at that, I will start making my way across the bar, and I will
Yeah.
sit down across from Jerry.
You know, I guess I missed the part where I have Jerry message you back and tell you that it's Chestnut.
That's it's true. I'll just say thanks. That really helps.
Okay.
Whisper's gonna engage Grim in some conversation. He says, "So you're the ringleader of the Forum Bros."
Oh, hardly. I don't consider our group any type of circus. We're very serious.
Ragnar blinks.
Whisper. Mask on, no facial expression, just says, "Right." And well, what is it? What is it you seek to get to the mask for?
Well, I tried to tell you before the fight, but you clearly weren't in the mood to listen to me. So now that we're talking, I guess we can let you in on a little secret if you want a little bit of adventure here in Neverwinter.
Whisper's gonna slide a drink towards Grim as well.
He'll take it and say, "Thank you very much."
Do I get
And
the
he'll
Throw it
Go
on
ahead.
the
feeling?
shoulder.
Do I get the feeling that Grim is getting ready to go on like one of his like salesman pitches?
It would feel that way. You were recruited before L, and you saw him pitch L, and this is really it's feeling the same.
Okay. Ragnar will grab 3 beers and just gonna be a while. Just buckle in.
So Grim will look across the table, and he'll say, I look at the three of you. I look at the three of you, and this is what I see. I see a well-rounded team. I see people that can do a bunch of different things. A bunch of different things that the three of us can't do, but we could do if the 6 of us work together. Now, hear me out. How do you feel about bowls?
Are there sand in them?
Bowls.
Bowls?
Bowls.
Grim's like,
Yeah, I'll look at you. Whisper and Jerry.
I mean, they do.
Indifferent?
They hold food well.
Exactly. I also am indifferent towards bowls. Who wants to go out and say, yeah, I'm going to go out and find a bowl today? Nobody's ever said that in their entire life, except for you three right now, because we're looking for
Billy Mays here.
we're looking for
You need some bowls.
the best bowls you've ever seen. They're magical bowls filled with magical water. Do you want these bowls? Of course you do. I know where to find them, but I can't get there by myself. So that's why I have these 2 yahoos and hopefully the 3 of you. Thanks for the information about the tables, by the way.
Louis' mouth is just kind of like
Would,
slightly ajar. Trying to
Like-
make
like-
sense of what's going on.
It like
What,
motions for the pen from Uwe, and then like just writes like a question mark on the page. Like
What my associate here is trying to say is that we would like to go somewhere that has
Bowls?
things that can be acquired, and everybody has their own goals in mind, but there's potentially wealth involved.
Yeah, so let's get down to brass tacks. These bowls, they're not just bowls, and I really don't want them. Sent to Neverwinter by a man who calls himself the Collector. His name is Vorambir. Vorambor?
Vorambor.
Vorambor.
Before I forget, can I just roll a check to see if I know the collector?
Yeah.
Being
That
one of
would-
the only other people with a "the" in front of their name. Nope, I don't know.
Well, also you're
Like a
you know, like
7.
thieves can, and you have that underground thing, so it would make sense that you might know who
It
he
was a
is.
7.
It's vaguely familiar. You feel like you've heard it somewhere before. You don't know in what context or why.
Sorry, continue, Michael.
Somewhere here in Neverwinter, there is a way to get down to an ancient city, and dispersed throughout this city is a series of magical bowls. The Collector, my boss, is going to pay me a large sum of money that I cannot remember right now, but my character would know. 3,000 gold?
3,000 gold per bowl.
3,000 gold per bowl. Now, there are a fuck ton of bowls down there, man. And at 3,000 apiece, between the 6 of us, we could make a pretty penny bringing all those bowls back. Now, he only needs one, but he said that because they are so valuable, he would take as many as we can find at the same price. What do you think?
These
Or nods and says, and this would be an even split.
Even split. At 3,000 apiece, I don't care how we split. We're all making money here.
Wizard's gonna turn to Ragna and just kind of be like, "Do we trust this man?"
Well, I mean, he means well. He's the trust is a weird word, right? So, from what I have seen, he is a hardworking individual and currently has some of our interest in mind. And if I could get an opportunity to go with other adventurers or people who are willing to work for hire to a place where I would like to go and, not die and retrieve an item for my church, then as long as you don't get too crazy there, Grim, I think we can make things work out.
What she's trying to say is we all have skin in the game. And it seems like you guys do too. You want to get to the Moonstone Mask so badly. What's a couple extra 1,000 gold gonna do? Nothing but make it easier.
He passes over a note that says what dangers lie beneath, and
Kim,
any was it? You said it was an ancient city.
Yep.
I'll just say what dangers.
Oh,
See, that's the problem. I don't really know. And it could be nothing bad. It could be something horrible, which is why I need extra people to go down there with me. I certainly can't do it myself, as you all saw. You fucked me up pretty good, so. Yeah,
Also,
exactly.
right. What civilization was it?
The Collector didn't tell me that either.
what do we know about this place?
Well, I believe what exactly do I know about this place, DM?
You would know that info. You would know that it's called Gauntel Grim, and that
Oh, yeah. An
Gonna
ancient dwarven city,
they were.
right?
You would also have been told that they were known for uh, their forge.
Oh, yeah, I missed the biggest selling point. Fuck me. Yeah, so there's a forge there, too. It's weird. You don't normally come across a lot of forges, right?
They're pretty rare.
Two
Man,
magical ones in one campaign. That's
Turns out we were just at a magical forge.
that is so crazy.
Weird when your players ruin an opportunity for one, that a second one could pop up.
That's crazy.
It's weird when the same player is playing an opposite character that leads you to the second one. Oh my god.
the Whisper is going to kind of like set a finger up. He says, "A moment," and they're just gonna kind of turn around and kind of huddle with Jerry and Uwe.
Bye,
And
guys.
it's
Bring it
it's
in.
like, says, well, seems this is the same place that we have the map to.
Oh yeah, forgot we got that.
I guess this gives us a good reason to go there. Without his connections, we can't sell these bowls. Bowls? Am I saying that right?
I'll just
Bowls.
bowls. Am I saying that right?
Bowls.
Yeah.
He's doing the ancient aliens bowls.
Basically everything I'm saying, I'm writing down that I can't say out loud or don't have verbiage to use. But money is nice, but information's nicer. I suppose we could take a small, diversion from what our goals are to see what's down here in this city.
Whisper is
What
gonna
are bowls
turn-
anyway?
The Whisper is gonna turn back around from the aside, and he's gonna say,
Break.
"Well, friend, today's your lucky day. We have a friend who's very good at finding hidden places. How much should it be worth to you to know where to find this Gauntlgrim?"
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, worth $3,000 a bowl, I suppose. Split 6 ways. If we find even half a dozen bowls, that's a huge payout.
Is going to start fishing through her pouch of gold. Grab 195 gold in a sack, like I imagine a small coin purse, right? And just it's about 200. Might have to count it out though.
Whisper's gonna grab the gold and give it to Jerry and says, "All right, start splitting that up." And he's gonna reach into the bag of holding and produce a map to Gauntlgrim.
If you count it out and realize that there's not 200, Ragnar will gladly give you the extra 5 gold.
We don't care. You said it was about, so
yeah, purely a mistake.
You didn't look like you were trying to deceive us.
No,
at all.
I am not smart. I can count.
You're about 100. You're about 72 gold short. Kidding.
Insight.
Kidding. Produce the map to Grim that leads to Gauntlgrim.
Would I know how to get there with a map?
It's clearly marked on the map the location of the city.
Okay.
So yes.
I mean, like how to enter. Would I know how to enter now that I know how to get to
Nope.
the city? Okay.
You just know the bowls are in the city. You didn't know how to get there or how to get in.
Okay.
You happened upon some knowledgeable people.
Would
A lot of
I...
Deus Ex Machina-ing in the beginning of this quest.
What does that mean?
Creation, basically to get you out of whatever jam you're in.
Grim, do we know approximately how far away this place is, or time
We do
frame.
now because we have a map. And he points at the map.
I thought I imported this map into this campaign, but I guess I didn't. Well, anyway, I'll show you your old map, and I'll just ping it for you.
Uwe would step away for a second and go get a decently nice bottle of liquor if they have any, or if they don't have liquor, then bottle of wine maybe.
It's all black.
All black.
I don't have vision.
All black.
It's coming up, all blacks.
What if
I-
I do that?
It's beautiful.
I imagine they have liquor, but I guarantee you it's shitty.
So these are all the places you've been for the most part,
Yeah.
with the exception of
Ice
you've not
Fire,
been to
Spire
Icefire Peak, and you have not been to Leylon.
Leylon? Oh, gotcha.
Wait, so they've been
Away
to all-
with?
Also learned that,
Or Mount Hafnot.
who Agatha is.
No.
Is that Agatha the Hag?
Yeah,
Agatha was the Banshee.
the Banshee.
Yeah. Yeah. And then where's
And the marking for Gauntlgrim would be about here.
I don't live there.
Ooh, through all that shit, huh?
Between the crags and the whatever the
Well, it
mountains.
It was a dwarven city, so that's
Makes sense.
part of the course. So we have a decently long trek. It looks
Each
like.
hex is 5 miles, so you could go through the wood. You could go. I don't know.
Preferably not through
You guys
the
will have
wood
to-
where the dragon makes its home.
Are those
Not be my
like in the woods? Are those like paths, like the kind of the veins in the
I
woods?
think it's a river.
Those are rivers.
Those are rivers, okay.
You could travel via boat if you choose.
So the Whisper's gonna turn to the Vorm Bros at this point, and he'll say, "Well, it'd be a shame for us to go to the Moonstone Mask without you. After striking up such an accord, how much will you pay me to get your tickets?"
Ragnar looks at Grim.
Grim will say, I feel like you and I could come up with some type of agreement here. We both seem to be relatively sneaky. You more so than me. I've checked out the back rooms here. Really not a lot of policing back there. Maybe you could help me get back into that office.
Ragnar is gonna give a slap to Grim.
And he'll say, "Don't mind my friend here. Maybe you could help me get back into that office, right now."
Whisper's gonna stand up and go to Thunderfist.
He's trying to
Grim
steal
will-
something for you.
Grim will watch him.
He has
or watch the Whisperer.
an ale in hand. Greets Thunderfist with an ale.
And he's laughing and talking with some other dwarven buddies and a couple humans there, and he's oh, thank you. Don't know if I should be accepting drinks from you, knowing how much you drink, but free's free. I'll take it and
Just water for
cheers
me
you.
today. And say, pardon me, friend. I think I've left something in your office. Do you mind if I go back in?
He's like,
Does Grim hear this?
If you want to hear it.
yeah, are you listening in?
I mean, I'd be watching him go over there.
Yeah, you're not terribly far away. You could hear it.
As he hears the Whisperer say this, he will immediately stand up and walk over to the bar.
Guys, good news. I checked my
Aaron, sir.
alignment, and I'm
Hello.
neutral good, so we're okay.
I don't have to kill you.
We're don't like it, but it's still okay.
Thunderfist is gonna turn to you and say, "Oh, yeah, sure. Just give me a second here." And says, "Pardon me, fellas. I just gotta open this up for him here." And walks back over to the door and unlocks it and goes, "I'm not sure what you left in here, but you are back in the office."
Thunderfist with me in the office.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with them to the office.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to Thunderfist. Say, so Thunder. Do you mind if I call you Thunder? That seems like a pretty appropriate name for a man of your stature. I mean, you gotta be super strong to be called Thunderfist, and Thunder is way cooler than this. It's shorter. It's a little bit more sleek. Great name, man. So how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Made quite a bit off that fight there. I guess I
Good.
put my money on the right team.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I guess you did. Hey, can I like look at your fists? Could you show me both of your fists?
He,
Where is he right now, by the way?
I mean, he's just like by the door, kind of like
Okay.
he just opened it and let you in. He's not sure what you left in here. Um, you've hit him in his weak spot there, Grim. He's very proud of his enhancements that he has, and he's like, his face immediately lights up, and he's just like, "Oh, you mean these?" And he like rubs his knuckles together and sparks them and starts showing you, and he's like, "Yeah, I got these done, well, maybe about 30, 40 years ago. It's a solid iron implanted in the knuckles, just comes through the skin. It's healed over now, so it doesn't look as garish, but man, I'll tell you, when they were freshly done, that was quite a sight."
That is wild. Let me tell you, I can't really see him though. Can you just like come over here into the doorway? The light in the other room is much better. I'd really like to see the fists in the light. They're so cool.
He's gonna just kind of like turn to show you, and he's still kind of rubbing his fists together and rubbing his knuckles, and they're sparking, and he's like, if I do it long enough, it actually kind of starts to smoke, and I can set things on fire.
Ooh, show me. Now is the perfect time. Please.
He's like, "Well, what do you have to burn?" He's like, "Oh, I got something." And he turns around and heads back into the office and grabs just some paper off the desk and comes back, and he's like, motions to the whisper. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna like this too. Check this out."
Yeah.
He
Bring
just
it out here onto the floor. Light this on fire on the floor out here on the stage.
and he's like, "Yeah, sure." So he crumples up a piece of paper, throws it down on the floor, gets down, and just starts sparking his knuckles and rubbing them, and then sets it down like on the paper, and it just immediately starts lighting.
Oh
Very
fuck yeah.
cool.
All right. That's great.
Oh, so somewhere in the middle of this, I'm gonna try
Have
to.
have you ever been set up that well before?
No, usually I just wait until it's nighttime and creep in.
And then cut their throat if they see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Well, this has been great.
I'm gonna wait for a good moment here. Try and do my thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can see him from the doorway that he's like crouched down and showing Grim his cool knuckles and setting this. You see a little fire start on the stage, and then he's like just like still kind of going on, and he's like, and if I get him hot enough, sometimes I can like brand people, and there's like a whole stamp that I can put on someone's body if I need to mark them, and he's just like, he like kind of like walks a couple steps over, and he like pulls back some of the curtain that's along the back of the stage there, and he's like, and I can mark some wood, and like sign it, and he like kind of shows you and like rubs it along the wall, and
Oh
like,
hell yeah.
fucking cool.
Okay. Would you like stealth check here?
Sure.
Do you get like super ultra advantage because Grim is
Yeah, he's very distracted, and
fucking distracting the shit out of him?
So 18 plus 10.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Looking in the drawer, looking for a book.
Make an investigation check with advantage because you saw him put it away.
Oh, hey, it's there where he put it away.
Also have expertise in that. That is a dirty 20.
Yeah. The second drawer down on the left, you find the book of invitations. They're like a gold leaf paper, and they all have a blank space for a name and a red seal on them. That the seal is like a circle, and it's more of like a stamp, I guess, but it's like a red circle, and then inside it is a masquerade mask with like, little wispies off the sides.
Okay. So this is like a book like full of these, right? Like pages, just like tearing them
Like
off.
a checkbook
It's
kind
like
of
a
thing.
little like receipt book, like that
Okay.
big that you can fan through. It's bound on one like short side that you just rip off the tickets.
How many? How quick guess? How many pages are there?
Are you taking time to count them, or just quick guess?
No, is there like 3 left? Is there like 100? Is like
There's at least I mean, just looking at it quickly, you guess there's at least 20 of them still on here.
okay. I'm just gonna grab 3.
Okay.
And then throw them back in. Close the door, and then I'm just gonna keep on kind of looking for stuff until he comes back for the right moment to be like, ah, here it is, and like pull my eye patch back off the desk.
Okay. Is there anything else in particular you're looking for, or are you just rifling through?
I think he's just like being like, oh, where is it? Where is it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
not right. Yeah, just
Okay. Yeah, and then he's still like near the door, and he just kind of comes back after showing you the mark that he left on the wall, and it's like did you find what you're looking for in there? And peeks in the door.
hold up, like there it is. So slipped off my person. This many capes. Things just fall off sometimes.
He's looking. He's like, "What the heck is that?"
Ah, it's a piece of jewelry I found on our last expedition. Show it to him.
That's pretty neat. That would I know someone that might like that.
Yeah. You care to purchase it?
How much you want for it?
I might have how much
How
you said
do
it was. I might have how much you said it was worth.
I said like 50 or something like that. Like
Jeweled silver comb and black mask. Shield.
Let's see if I wrote it down.
say, well, I am going to the Moonstone Mass, so we'll have plenty of buyers. But for you, my friend, I'm sure we can work something out.
'Cause I'll tell you what, I'll give you 25 gold.
It says, think you got a little more gold in your pocket after tonight. Call it 100.
Uh, 50. It's as high as I'll go.
All right, but only for you. I'll take a loss this time.
He'll go back to his desk and reach down. You when you were back there, you would notice that he had a safe under the desk.
Mhm.
Puts in his little code and pulls out some money and gives you 50 gold. Throws it back, locks it up.
Well, that's all I need in here. Thanks for your time.
He immediately puts the eye patch on,
Hell yeah.
Damn.
and he looks fucking cool.
Cool. We'll make my way out of the room.
He'll follow and lock up.
Oh my God, Thunder, you look amazing. That was practically fit for your face.
So yeah, isn't that cool? I got an old pirate friend that I think might like that.
The ship place?
Yeah,
That guy? I love that
Yeah.
guy. What's that guy's name?
The ship
Parag.
place.
Yeah. He and I are basically brothers at this point. We go way back.
Yeah, he's got a nice establishment up there. I don't make it up there often, but he's a good storyteller. He's always got something to say.
He is a talker, that's for sure. I've been staying there the past couple nights.
That's lucky for you. That's a nice place.
I assure you, I am very, very lucky. Well, this has been a great talk, Thunder. Thank you. And Grim will make his way back to the table as well.
Cheers.
When you guys come back, Uwe is smoking a pipe. And you'll notice that occasionally when he puffs out, he's making just shapes of like little people dancing. Be like a little smoke person dancing on the table, and then a few seconds later, it'll just puff out into a regular puff of smoke.
Nice.
And he's also wearing his monocle again.
As you should.
Ragna is going to look at Uwe and, again, very confused on what exactly he is besides Birdman. Or, well, just bird. I don't even know if he's a man. Just a bird. And just very much say, I don't mean to be forward, but I have no idea what you are. Besides a giant bird.
He spins his pipe around and points at you with the stem of it, and he says, I have no idea what you are. In your exact voice cadence. And he just says, and then he'll also repeat, a large bird.
A large bird.
Like, poke. Like the beak.
Just kind of like
With
swats it away.
I was thinking it was like a nice like cute poke at first, but then I realized that it's like a massive like iron gauntlet hand. Like, no, please no.
You'll notice he's very fast.
How
Like
about this?
like the bird. You know how like birds have those twitchy movements. You'll notice that a little bit.
Yeah.
Quickness.
I promise I won't put you to sleep again. Or touch you.
Last time you healed me, so.
Sure.
The Whisperer's gonna sit back down, and turn to Jerry. In Gnomish, he's gonna say, "We're good."
Okay. Great. Glad we're good, Whisper.
I'll extend my hand across the table, doing a handshake, and I'll say, "The name's Grim. So nice to meet you. Well, you're not trying to kill me."
I would say the same back, but I'm still not sure.
Fair enough.
Is there what else is around here? Nothing, right?
Correct.
I mean,
At
we're
this
in the
point, it
slums.
would be nearing like midnight. You didn't fight until 10 p.m., so
Well, I don't know. Stay for a couple more drinks and then head out.
I'd also write down on my paper and pass it to Ragnan. Just says, I am a Kenku.
Was it like
We come
on
from
a different sheet of paper?
no, it's on the same one. There wasn't any. I mean, it was like You heard us say all the stuff that we did. So
Okay.
you'd see on the paper it'd say
Conversation.
ask where they've come from. The one that we had when we turned around is on a different piece of paper, but that one's just been kind of sitting on the table.
You would note that looking at his note, it is beautifully written in calligraphy, like the finest penmanship, bordering on art.
This is very good. It's pretty.
It'll say I'll write another note. I've written many tomes back at my monastery, or I should say copied many tomes is actually what it says.
Inscribed, yes.
Let's see.
Well, perhaps we should maybe make some plans for tomorrow. Perhaps I don't know if we're going to rendezvous at some point.
Sure. We'll see you at the Hall of Justice.
Sounds good to me.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
Earlier
the
this
sort of
hour.
best friends, Leia.
Oh,
One thing that Grim wants to do before we leave, he's going to walk back up towards the stage, and I want to cast See Invisibility.
okay.
I thought about that.
There is nothing invisible around.
All
So
right.
this has all been post fight the same day and everything. We're just all hanging out.
Yep.
Mhm.
So what happened is we left the office, came out to drink and talk, and the Whisper and Grim kind of made a play to get 3 more tickets, to steal 3 more tickets to the masked
Okay.
masked
That
marauder.
was the we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Okay.
And
That's cool.
candy's in the bag.
You would have,
Dig it.
yeah, you would have definitely surmised that's what was happening.
We also bought a map from you guys for 200 gold.
Yeah, our map of Gauntlgrim.
We shared our map with them for
Mm-hmm.
200
Did we
gold.
change.
draw up a duplicate map to give to them?
I thought we already had duplicates.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this map was actually, it's not a paper map. It was actually on the inside of a dwarven text. It's like on the inside cover of a dwarven text that you found in
Cave.
yes, what was his name? The wraith that you found, Mormesk.
Mormask. Yes, that's right.
It was one of his surviving treasures.
Okay.
A dwarven tome, and this map was on the inside cover.
I know I've copied all of the maps that we've gotten so far because that was one of the things. So we each had one. So there's a high possibility that I would have copied that one as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to loot stuff, especially bowls.
More bowls.
Bowls.
Gotta get the bowls.
We
There's
just keep
symbols
saying
in those
bowls. Bowls.
You're not understanding me. Bowls.
What are you not getting? Bowls.
I'm all done here. If anybody else has anything they want to do.
Yeah.
I
I'm
have
gonna
Are people
I'm
just turning
gonna
in for the
make
weekend?
sure I'm gonna make sure Thunderfist. I'll share a few drinks with him and make sure if there's any high proof stuff, I'll have quite a few high proof beverages with him to see if I can get him to drink as much as possible and hopefully sleep late tomorrow.
Sure. You do that.
Okay.
All right, everyone tottering off and going to bed.
bed.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
we'd follow Jerry back to the the remorseless dove,
okay.
because I would have been staying at the monastery, and obviously Whisperer just got in town. Or no, we already stayed there last night, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
So
famous
I
for their
think
chicken noodle soup.
I think as Jerry goes to sleep and drifts off into dreamland, he starts to snore, and just the faintest little crackle of electricity starts to form over his head while he dreams.
I love it.
He sleeps very well that night.
That was the night of dormancy.
Anyone else doing anything before bed?
They call it the eve of dormancy.
Was
I'm
there
gonna
any?
do my nightly routine. I'm gonna get my string and my bell. My pair of bells. Are there windows in these rooms?
Your parabel?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to get a bell on the window and a bell on the door.
Classic.
Was anybody up making food at the inn when we got there? Or is it pretty much closed down?
I mean, you got there pretty late.
Okay.
After walking back, it would have been probably a solid half-hour walk too. So chances are they're not serving at this time.
Okay.
I mean, I guess
Kitchen's
if you really
closed.
ordered something, they would make you. But
Nah. Nope. I'm good then.
okay. We will say that rest comes easy for most of you.
Bum bum bum.
There's not a good way to do the whispers in Discord, I don't think.
We just hop
I
into that
can't.
channel.
Can we mute you?
Or hold on. Is there a way
We
to?
can-
I can.
we
I
can-
can.
we
We
can
can
just
mute
deafen.
everybody.
We can just deafen ourselves.
Honestly, we should just make a different channel in this Discord.
Yeah.
And then just go to the
Oh,
Twitch
yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Oh, you're so fucking smart. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Yeah, just have a general and a specific.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if
No, make it say secret.
I don't know
No reading. Shh.
if well, I know Elle is aware, but I don't know if Brad is aware. But you beat the fuck out of Jerry.
Oh yeah.
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 You beat him to death.
And Jerry, I don't think he's very happy.
I
Nubbed him
stunned
into
him.
the ground.
I heard I
Yeah,
stunned him.
Yeah, you
Yes.
basically pummeled
That's all you
the fuck
needed.
out of him. Yep.
And then killed him. Yeah.
So if Jerry just randomly fireballs you, just don't be surprised. You son of a bitch!
So,
Okay. Rest comes easily to all, except Ooey. If you would join me in the secret channel, please.
Secrets. So Uwe's definitely going to get railed, right?
We can't. Okay, so we can't record
By-
this, but I suppose that's for the best.
By Thunder Fist.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It's genuinely a secret.
Is he being accosted?
Unless I'm brought into it, in which case it will be recorded.
Right.
So only my secrets get out, apparently.
Secrets.
I don't know, I'd have to figure something else out.
Dude,
We just type in something.
Brad and
somebody who-
Aaron, go ahead.
You're good. Go ahead.
Just to catch you guys up on what we talked about plot wise, the two teams met at this table, and Grim and Ragna introduced the idea of working together to go to an ancient dwarven city, which you all know about already. And Grim works for a man called the Collector. He calls himself the Collector, who has offered Grim 3,000 gold pieces for every magic bowl that he returns to him, and these bowls are scattered across Gontal Grim. He would also tell you that they're filled with magical water, He doesn't know exactly what the water does, but they're magical bowls filled with water, and they're worth 3,000 gold apiece. And if you help him bring them back to the collector, he will honor a 6-way split for all of the gold that we get back to the collector. So for every bowl that we find, it's 3,000 gold.
That's a lot of spell money.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
So this ancient dwarven city, it's none of us have been there before.
You haven't been there before, but that's the place that was marked on the map that the three of you already had. We had the map up here a minute ago, but I'm sure that it'll be up again soon. It's kind of like it's northeast of Mount Hottenau, so basically a northeast straight line from Neverwinter. Traveling either through the mountains or the forest, we can decide. But
Okay.
that's how Grim sold the other half of the party to go with him.
Gotcha.
Well, gold and
Anybody
such.
roll an insight check on that?
No,
No.
surprisingly.
No, we asked
Amateur.
um
An honest person.
we asked Ragnar though. Can we trust this guy? He was like,
She vouched for me, kind of.
That's fair.
Grim also pointed out the fact that we murdered him pretty handily earlier, so
I trust him as far as I can throw him, but he's very short, and I can throw him very far.
I was gonna say I'm so happy, like as somebody who's played a rogue in a different campaign, like just seeing another rogue do its work, just like vicariously living through it.
yeah.
Just like yes, but there's no stress attached.
Yeah.
You gotta have the warlock to set you up, man.
That was beautiful.
Might have drawn a little more attention to us being in his office than needed be, but
Yeah,
it beats somebody, some passerby seeing me lockpick my way into a room.
True.
I can make you invisible.
Also true.
I don't know that, actually. Donovan nor the Whisperer knew that until right now.
Yeah, Jerry has invisibility. He made. I thought you, at least the Whisper would have known, because he made Uwe go invisible in Thunder Tree to get away from the spider.
Just so you guys
He
know,
reappeared when he got back in, or you weren't there or something.
I
Your
wasn't there,
character,
yeah.
yeah. Never mind. Nope, Jerry's got invisibility, so keep that in mind.
Waste my
for your
potion.
Rogue, vicarious rogue.
so you guys are aware, just from a an outside perspective, I do have Revivify, and I also have 2 diamonds to Revivify with.
Yeah. So just know that our DM feels a little more comfortable killing us now.
Yeah, just beware. The good news is that you have a healer right now. You guys didn't have a healer before.
We got 2 rangers, a lot of berries.
Nope. Yeah, the berries are about all we've had.
Just had like really bad shits for like 3 months.
I happen to think that Leomun's Tiny
We're
Hut is
alive.
one of the best recovery spells in the game. So Jerry will take
What is
that
it?
up. Leomun's Tiny Hut.
You know what's funny, Jerry? Or I suppose Aaron. Ragna has that spell too.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that after what happened last week, and I had to find out what you did.
What did you do to me? Why do you have this? Yeah, it's a domain spell.
So I'll do the hut for the party, and you do the hut for like the horses.
There you go. And I get to stay in with all the shitty horses.
No, Jerry gets his own because he snores, and the rest of us will get another one.
Apparently, a lot's about to happen when I snore. I'm happy to.
But here's the thing. Usually it's a pretty tight, cramped space, but we're gonna have 2 huts, right? So we'll have like a lot of space. Well, that'd be comfy.
Yeah, we'll be like
Uh,
when you make that giant igloo, but like you build the tunnel between the two. We'll have like a double hut, like a McDonald's play place at Leoman's tiny huts.
which I feel like works out perfectly initially for the two parties getting to know each other. It's like, well, I'm not going to
Yeah.
stay in your hut. Well, I'm not going
Yeah,
to stay in your
sleeping.
hut.
That's a good point, actually. Sleep in
Yeah.
separate huts,
We want separate huts.
and then when
The
they
whisper
get married, they share the same hut.
We just channel our powers together to make one big hut.
Eventually,
Like, I don't want to sleep in that hut. I don't want to sleep in that hut. The whisper's like, I don't want to sleep.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you think they're
actually,
talking
Jerry's
about?
he's got those spider walking shoes, so he could make the hut and like walk around the hut inside.
Sleep
of
like
it.
a vampire upside down, stuck to the top of the
He could do
hut.
it. Why not?
So funny.
He's a necromancer. He can get a little creepy with it.
That's true.
That's funny.
Brad, how
That was
did Lucius lose his hand? Was he born without a hand, or did he lose it?
Yeah, he was born without it, but he obviously takes every advantage to tell everyone a stupid story about, like a drunk
Yeah.
caravan driver, and he takes every advantage to punk people about what happened. But he was
wanna
born
know
without
how
it.
I lost my arm. You see, my father was a drunkard and a fiend.
Basically, it's like the equivalent to like a drunk semi-truck driver is his story that he always uses. And he was waving at the semi-truck driver, but in this case it'd be a caravan driver kind of thing.
Those medieval semi-truck drivers. You
Yeah,
gotta
not
really
even
watch
like
out for
a.
those
Gotta watch them.
Oh,
The-
it was
crazy
it was taken by
assholes.
a dragon of epic proportions, and it was an insane battle, and I eventually won against him. No, I got hit. I got hit by a real fast carriage.
What are you guys gonna? What are you guys shopping for at the Moonstone Mass?
Scrolls, baby. Scrolls all day.
I don't even know what the fuck is actually there besides magic items, right?
And a ring of
Literally
protection.
everything.
To my
Ah.
understanding, it being a magical shop of that proportion, they can just procure any item. If you have the gold to spend, you can get anything you'd want there.
That was the idea.
Hmm.
It is the premier
haven't-
magic item shop in the world. So
How do you establish how much gold your character has?
the
Go
question
to
for the DM.
equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just talked to Fitzco.
I feel like though if the prize really was 2 tickets to the premier magic shop in the world, there wouldn't have only been 2 teams.
But the other team would have to fight the other team, and they're just gonna go in there and fucking get their ass
Yeah,
kicked.
no.
I thought about that too. I was like, if we can't get these tickets, like, should we just be like, hey, Fitzco, we want to battle another party of 3 people until we win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and go back again.
And then just
Except
and
we
just
would
beat the fuck
send
out of
in
them.
the Whisper and Ragna, and then whoever would be best for the scenario.
Yeah. Well,
The monk, we'll do it. Round it out real
Yep.
good.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
my anus is bleeding.
So it
My
turns out-
anus is bleeding.
Fitzco, before I go to sleep, I'm
Good
going to
sleep.
cast Familiar. And
Okay.
get Kava back.
Okay.
Also, DM Brad has a question for you.
I have an answer.
How much
might not.
gold does Lucius have?
1,200.
That's a good answer.
Healthy, wealthy.
He knew
and
the
wise.
answer. I was wrong.
It was supposed to be 1195, but I wasn't keeping track of what you've spent and what you've gained, so we're just gonna say 1,200.
You guys got 5 gold for losing.
Betting. Was it betting or was it 20 to get into the match?
It was 20 to buy in, but you get a
Okay.
consolation prize of half of that back. And then
For even losing.
And then I don't know what else you've purchased. I haven't been keeping track, so we'll just say 1,200. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Next morning comes. What y'all did?
I'd be up with the dawn to do my ritual for the Dawnbringer.
Is it like a
Or
really
the Morning Lord,
personal?
sorry.
Is it like a really personal thing where you try and go find like a secluded spot to watch the sunrise, or is it just a prayer in your room?
I would try and see the sunrise. I mean, I'm not going to walk like an hour and a half to go try and find the perfect spot, but like if I can get up on the roof, which I'm sure I can, or a roof that seems suitable.
Yeah, you can do dope monk shit, so I'm sure you can get on a roof.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for high noon.
It's high noon.
Jerry just kind of pops up out of his sleep, and as he pops awake and kind of sits up in his bed, he just sees the last little trail of a little lightning kind of go off the tip of his nose.
Oh, shit. So there was real lightning. You weren't just joking.
Jerry doesn't joke.
I mean, sure, if we want to add a wild magic table to your sleeping, that's fine.
Maybe. Why not? Why not?
Okay, so you guys are meeting at noon. Anyone doing anything before that that I need to narrate or do?
Oh, I do want to read my crossbow bolt.
Is that something you want to do with everyone else listening, or do you want your secret time?
Well, let's do a little secret time.
Okay, bye everybody.
My secret time. What'd you guys
All right,
talk
guys.
about during my secret
So-
time?
About how you're getting
Uh,
fucked by Thunderfist.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
No, we just caught Brad and Aaron up on Council Grim and the Bulls, and basically what Grim was talking to you and the Whisperer about.
I told Donovan that Jerry has the invisibility spell because he didn't know that.
Yes. No, I can't remember if you were on or not, but Uwe, like the first time he came in and saw the piano, he like went up and like moved his hand around the seat to see if somebody invisible was playing there.
Yeah,
I was here for that.
I do remember that.
You know what I should do is I should get on my alternate Discord account and let that sit in the secret room and then record that.
No, we don't want it recorded, so it's perfect that it's not.
But it's boring when nothing's happening. You don't- what-
I mean, you can just edit it, I guess. I guess you do need to get the secret ones if we're gonna have our own D&D show now. So
True.
because we're
Since
so
gonna be
entertaining
famous,
to other people.
yeah, famous podcasters
Yeah.
streaming D&D weekly.
So, do you do a podcast every week or every month, Michael?
Me? Oh no,
Yeah.
I was just joking about that. I do
No,
a live stream on Facebook every week.
Okay. And what do
Yeah,
you do? You just have different people you talk to?
No, we sing. So I'll have a different guest every week, and it depends on how we do it. Sometimes I'll do it remotely,
Mhm.
and we'll just like trade back and forth and sing solos. But sometimes I'll have people here, and we'll sing together. Yeah, it's just a real chill thing that I started at the beginning of the pandemic to keep my chops in shape when everybody was like, we'll be open by May, like we'll be back to normal by June. So it's like, yeah, I'll just play live on Facebook for a couple of
Yeah.
weeks. Here I
Totally.
am 14 months later, still doing it.
What do you guys usually sing?
It depends on the guest. I try and gear things toward what their style is. So I do everything from rock to theater to R&B to whatever. I try and keep it as eclectic as possible.
Cool.
Will you need time at the end of this to do a shameless plug for YouTube?
Yeah. Hey everybody, check out Song Selection Sundays on Facebook. And 263 likes and climbing every day by the single digits.
Okay.
Brought to you by Charmin Ultra.
Is it noon yet?
Left
Charmin.
Yeah, unless anyone's doing anything in the morning, it's noon.
When we have breakfast, I do want to make a comment about bowls. Just keep saying bowls.
For the record.
It's gonna start stealing every bowl you get with food.
3,000 every time.
I'm not going to miss a bowl.
Straight to the bank.
Gary's not doing anything.
So you guys were meeting at the Hall of Justice?
Yep.
Halls of Justice.
Nice. I have to find my Hall of Justice page. Meanwhile, okay. So you guys all pull up, fresh and ready to go. And you guys see each other outside the front door. A massive building. Did I describe it to you guys?
I don't remember.
Nope, do it again.
I think you did to me, but not anybody else.
Okay. The Hall of Justice is enormous. It was originally built as a temple to worship Tyr. It has since changed into their general. It's where the guard is kept. It's where they have their prison, their court. It's their whole justice system in this building. It used to also house the Lord Protector of Neverwinter, but he's since moved back to the castle. There is still a portion of this building used as a place of worship, though, which is good to know. The building is immense. It's made of stone and iron, wood. It's all finely crafted and wrought, very decorative. The large Great Hall, which is kind of when you first walk in, it's large enough to accommodate giants comfortably. Enough space there for dragons to rest. The way I kind of picture it in my head is very much similar to Game of Thrones, like Septa Baelor, with the domed top and massive carved pillars, and yeah, it's the place where the justice system is run through.
And where the teleportation circle's at.
What
Does
better
anybody
place?
here like spicy food?
Yeah.
Are we in game or out of game?
In game. Goose pepper
Yes.
potato chips.
Oh boy.
They're
Okay.
obviously not hell, but they're pretty hot for potato chips. I'll give them that.
Potato chips.
I think I put a picture of this place in your thing. I did.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's big.
Mm.
But yeah, you guys congregate out front. Yeah.
The Whisperer will provide the passes to the members of the Vorm Bros.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
guys will get these pieces of paper. They're still blank, so you'll have to add
I
your
was
name somehow.
I was gonna say we need to write our names on them, right?
Yeah. But
Uh,
go ahead.
I was gonna suggest I don't know if anybody is particularly good, and then kind of look towards Ui at writing, but maybe having the same style of handwriting on these.
We could
He's the
attempt
man.
that.
Obviously.
He's the man for the job.
Okay, if you're attempting to forge, I think
Mhm.
this is going to be a performance check.
Yep.
But
don't
are
have-
you proficient with your tools, calligrapher supplies? You are.
I have calligrapher. Yeah.
So I would say you could add your proficiency bonus as well.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, that's good. 14. So 21.
Nice.
Right, yeah,
Uh,
14 plus 7.
Yeah, you no
Or
problem.
wait, no. Well, you said performance?
Yeah.
I was looking at perception, sorry. So that is 18.
Still, not an issue. You're well enough able to essentially note all the interesting bits of the handwriting, the dips and slashes and the dots, and able to recreate it and write your new cohort's names.
8. I gleefully present my handiwork.
I can see him writing like one super like intricate, elaborate, just big L.
The
I did it. L.
fucking fanciest L you've ever seen.
L.
I just hand them over to the other group.
Nice. All right. Are you guys just going in and asking where it's at?
Yeah, we kick down the door.
Yep. I mean, so Ragna's been here a few times, right?
So from here, like from outside, you would be able to see where the mask is. You're not far away from it.
Oh. Was there a cost associated with using the portal
No,
that we're aware of?
not
Okay.
that you know of.
How
But
far do I think it is, like from where I'm at?
the portal?
No, the Moonstone Mask.
It's assuming one could walk there, it would be like, I don't know, 20-minute walk.
Okay. Good to know.
But going in, there is like a small reception area, and there's a small bookish gnome behind the counter, and she kind of leans over and she goes, how can I help you guys today? What brings you in?"
Bowls.
What my friend meant to say was, we are here to use the teleportation circle, our means of reaching the Moonstone Mask.
Oh, okay, some new mask adventurers here. Okay. Do you guys have your invitations?
Boy, do we. Here we go.
Provided
And Grim will
invitations.
kind of move to the front and give his ticket first.
She goes, okay, all right. The rest of you, and collects all your invitations, just kind of looks him over, and she goes, okay, just make sure you present these again at the door. They'll need to see him to check you in. And then she leads you down this long, it's like an outdoor hallway. It's like covered but open on the sides. I don't know how to explain it. But leads you down this thing, and you come to a room that is guarded heavily. There are like 6 guards out front, all armed. She says, I have some coming to the mask, and they push open the door, and in the middle of the room there's just a teleportation circle. For those of you who don't know, it's a sprawling big circle that has tons of arcane runes written, scrawled in it. It's a intricate design that is permanently placed in the floor here. And you guys, she says, just step into the circle and then we'll get it activated and you'll be right there.
Walk,
What are-
walk, 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 walk.
What do these guards look like? I mean, or like, are they big or what race are they?
Beat them up.
They are helmeted, so you can't really determine a race. There's not a
Okay.
whole lot of visible skin, but I
How
mean,
tall are they?
there's some that are, over 6 feet, some that are smaller, and you would guess they're, they're all humanoid. You don't see any tails poking out or anything.
Okay.
Why are we
I'd like to find the shortest one. How short or how tall is the shortest guard?
We'll say the shortest one is 5'7".
I'm gonna go up to the shortest guard and say, "Are you really strong? Like, are you really strong?
Yeah.
Stronger than all these guys that are really taller than you?"
Some of the taller ones kind of snicker and laugh a little bit. And he goes, well, maybe not all of them, but some of them.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel you. I usually travel with taller people, so I like to see another short guy be really strong. Keep on keeping on, bro.
I think at that
Thanks.
point that's when that's what
So
yeah
much.
that's when Ragnar would be like, yes, Grim is wandering off, and then just like shows up right behind him, towering above.
Place the hand on the
Just
shoulder.
Just poke.
Hey, we going to the thing now? The circles? Great.
Nod.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So y'all get in the circle, and
Does the guard's composure change after that conversation?
they're all still just kind of standing stout, but they're a little more relaxed and laughing and small comments.
small comments?
Got him again.
They so they close the door, and when the door closes, very first thing you would note is that the lights in the chamber go from torchlit to glowing blue. The glyph on the floor begins to illuminate. It starts around the edge of the circle, and the glyphs begin to light up one by one clockwise around you. And then after the initial row is fully lit, then you see the blue traces come down the lines towards the center of the circle that you're standing in. All the while, you begin to feel this almost like a rush of air coming up from underneath you. And as the glyph all meets together in the middle at the one point, you feel this sensation like you're sucked forward or pulled forward. And for a split second, it's it's almost like being pulled or stretched. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. Some of you have felt this before, and you shunted back into space, standing on what appears to be a similar circle, but on a balcony of a building. Looking out over the edge of the balcony is a sheer drop off, and you realize that you're on this earth moat floating out over the open sea. Be a pretty nasty fall.
Is there a hand
Great.
railing? Any type of guardrail or anything?
Yeah, there's a hand railing there. And you can see in front of you, it's like almost like a Victorian style building. It's like a wraparound porch, but you do see like stairs that would lead down to what at one point was a walkway that just drop off into nothing. And then there's a front door with a sign on it that says, "Bell out of order. Please knock."
Uwe immediately vomits as soon as the transportation is done.
Was it that jarring, the transportation, or is
It's a
there?
very uncomfortable feeling. You could see how it would make someone vomit. I guess it would kind of depend on your character's constitution and what they've experienced before.
Cool.
20d6. That's a lot of damage. You don't want
Let's
to
see.
We
don't want to step
we don't
off.
we don't survive that, guys.
Hold on. Well, hold on a second.
Ragna will
Ragna
just
can fly.
preemptively just activate her boots and slowly. Oh, we lost one.
My
I
breath.
I survived it with 3 points of health to spare.
Yeah. Let's knock on the thing.
Everybody else is dead though.
All right, knock on the door and look to your left, and suddenly there's a man standing there on the balcony next to you. Wasn't there before. He just shows up, and he's definitely he's older. He's got a Victorian era powdered wig, like that white with curls that they used to wear. And regal attire. It's very stately. He looks like a footman for someone of importance. And he's like, "Oh, welcome to the mask. Some newcomers here."
Yes.
Grim will step forward and extend his hand, and he'll say, "I, in fact, am a newcomer. So nice to meet you. My name is Grimmer Solomon."
He looks at you, looks at your hand, looks back up, and he goes, "Charmed. I'm Roderick. Welcome to the mask."
Roderick, do you need these passes?
He goes, "Oh yes, the invitations. Well, yes, if you could just all hold them out in front of you."
Grim is going to keep his extended hand out, and he'll put his ticket into the hand and just keep it where it was.
Ragna complies.
Roderick looks at all the invitations and he goes, "Great. Well, if you'll follow me," and then kind of turns towards the building and he says, "The best way to keep people out, you show them a door and they think you have to walk through it." And then he just walks through the wall next to the door.
That's fair.
Do you
Walls in this world real?
do you follow?
Grim will follow immediately.
You face plant directly into a solid wall.
Hate that.
I'll try and open the door.
Yeah, is the door openable?
The door's locked.
So
But,
this is where the Whisper tries to open the door, fails, and then Uwe opens it, no problem.
But a few seconds later, you hear someone coming, and the door swings open, and you see a beautiful young woman. And as she kind of swings open the door, and she goes, "Roderick, would you get out of here?" And you can see just past her inside the doorway, you see this man just doubled over in laughter, and he just floats off into the building.
Hey,
Did he look real, like a real person?
He sure did.
Okay.
There's always
does,
one.
There's a pass without a trace here, so I would follow through the wall with him.
That it basically
say
makes
that
you
again.
sneaky. It doesn't make you invisible
It says like
or translucent.
merge with stone racial trait.
Oh, that is
Cast
something
pass without-
else.
Yeah, that's not pass without trace.
Yeah.
The building
I
isn't
would.
stone, so that wouldn't work in this
Oh,
case.
that's protection. Okay.
But the building's made of wood, so that wouldn't.
Brad sound like he's talking
necessarily
at double
apply.
speed to anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fast talker.
Uh,
No, it sounds like you got like Mickey Mouse voice to me.
Mm.
Like his microphone's like compressing it into less time.
could
I'm
be.
getting Ben Shapiro vibes.
I use prestidigitation to create a small mark on myself. Does it have to be a separate surface?
I guess it could be on you.
Okay. I'm going to use prestidigitation to make a mark reminiscent of a black eye and put it onto my face.
Okay. So anyway, this woman, after she shoos Roderick away, she kind of turns back, and you see she has like past the shoulder length brown hair, very fair skin. She kind of looks up at you guys, and you can see she's wearing a masquerade mask. The entire face of it is just covered in gems and shiny stones of some nature. You would guess probably moonstones. And through the mask, you can see she has stunning green eyes that just shine through. She kind of flashes you guys a smile and introduces herself, and she says, "My name's Sophia, and I'll be your host today. You guys have your invitations?"
Like
Hold him up.
90-degree turn and offer invitation again.
Yep.
Yep. She goes, "All right, I'll just need to see those." And you can see she's wearing it's a sheer black robe, and it cuts off above the knee. It's belted around the midriff, and just under the sheer black robe, you can make out some very finely laced lingerie. And she ushers you guys inside the door and takes your invitations as you pass.
As Grim passes her, he's going to say, "You should really deal with that guy. Look what he did to my face."
She goes, he's quite the trickster. He's been around here for ages, and we can't quite get rid of him."
I mean, would you like help with that? Maybe one of us could get rid of him for you.
"Oh, he's harmless. Besides, he passes through everything. I'm not sure how you did that. Must have done that to yourself."
Well, the details are a little fuzzy. I'm sure it was him, though.
But you can see she takes your invitations. You guys are standing now in some sort of foyer. There's not you don't see anything. It actually looks much smaller on the inside than you thought it would be based on the outside. The outside also included tons of open windows around this area, and there are no windows in this room. You do see there's a large archway in front of you, and she's kind of at a desk to the side, and the archway is completely occluded, is that the word I'm looking for, by a thick black velvet curtain. And she says, "Just 1 second while I mark these." And you can see she places her thumb on that seal on each ticket. And when she removes her thumb, in the place of where there was a mask, it now becomes a clockwork, almost like a clock, that counts down. And you would guess that it would work out to the 72 hours that these tickets provide. She hands them back to each of you, calling out your names. She gets to Uwe, and she goes, "That's an interesting one. Haven't heard a name like that before." But
The Whisper turns down and says, "Really, you're not going to do it?"
Oh, boy!
There you go, buddy.
Then she says, "Well, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. Make yourselves at home. I'll be your host while you're here. So if you need anything, just think my name and I'll be around. And uh, by all means, just pick a table that suits you." And she pulls back the black velvet curtain, and you're immediately met with the sound of a full tap room that you had no indication of before. It is loud, it's raucous, there's a lot of people, the vast dining room. And she says, "Welcome to the Mask,
Did she say her name?
Sophia."
Sophia.
Whisper's gonna
many-
think her. Whisper's gonna immediately think her name.
She says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Which direction to the shops?
"Oh, the shops. If you're looking to get, what kind of shop are you looking for? We have several here."
You'll have to educate me.
"Well, we have our illustrious storefront where you can purchase interesting items of all variety. Then we also recently opened our tattoo parlor."
Okay.
So you have 2 stores then.
And, general store, should you need anything.
We're in the line for magical items.
The storefront. Yeah, we can get you there. Are you going to be joining us for dinner and drinks?
Louis
From the
shaking
back
his
of the
head
party,
yes.
Grim will raise his hand. Yes, I will. Absolutely. Yep.
Sounds like we will.
I suppose it
Alright.
depends on how the wares go. Correct.
So directly to the shop then, or
Yes,
are we eating
please.
first?
It's what? It's noon right now, so yeah.
Not
She-
dinner time yet.
She leads you through this tap room, and some interesting things just to note as you're walking through. You can see there's a couple open tables available. There's a super thick, like heavy scent, and it's different for each of you. It's very similar to the nectar that you've encountered before, where it prompts your favorite smell. It's very enticing, and it makes you feel welcome and home. It's a little smoky in here. There are a couple patrons to your left in the tap room that are just enjoying their pipes, and they appear to be, in a similar fashion to Uwe last night, creating many different shapes with their smoke, almost in a smoke battle, if you will.
The 2 guys at the front. You
Yeah,
said?
they're off to
Sorry.
the side there.
Yeah.
You hear a couple different songs playing, and looking around, it's coming from a few different sources, but after spotting the people playing the instruments, you notice that they're in similar dress as Sophia. They're all a younger, attractive, conventionally attractive woman, dressed the same way. One is playing a violin, the other is playing a set of like a hand harp. You
Is it
see,
all women?
yeah, looking through, all the employees here are women. They're all dressed the same. They all have the mask on. They all have the same pendant around their neck. You see a couple of them, there's a couple girls taking orders. There's some sitting at tables with their guests. There's some playing instruments, like I said. A couple that are involved in a dice game going on between some guys. You see drinks flowing. It's a very popular place. And there are a bunch of booths along the walls, all with that same thick black velvet curtain. Some of them are closed, some are open. you would guess that curtain closed. It's probably private. What's going on in that booth? She leads you through this crowd.
During this crowd thing, can I roll a quick perception check? I just want to
Sure.
look for any other Warforged-like people. Suspicious figures in general. It was a 12.
You do not see any suspicious-looking people.
Okay.
If we're doing that for a quick second, I wanted to see if there was any people we recognized of social or economical importance in the city
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
or political. 17.
You do recognize a couple people. At a table, you see a couple figures that you saw at the fight last night. You see General Sabine, the leader of the guard, and there are several of her entourage at a table, and they're there with a smaller dwarf in this really ornate, fine, expensive battle armor. They're just at a table, chatting, drinking, eating.
Would
Beyond
we
that, just general people.
would we know that it's the same elf? Is it the same elf that we saw at the fight? Or no?
It's not an elf.
Or a dwarf, sorry. The same dwarf that we saw?
Yes, he was talking with Thunderfist beforehand, and he was seen in the crowd later.
Does it seem that they noticed us or not?
No.
Okay.
They're in their own thing.
I'll make note of it to the Whisper with a note and say we should avoid them, or at least our new friends should avoid them.
I'm glad you're smart.
It's actually very smart and out of character for Ui.
Yeah, I guess that is out of character. He would have said, "Hey, look, there's the people we know over there."
Whisper hands them back
Oh.
paper and says, "The artifact I seek is here. Talk to whoever we like, whenever we like."
Okay.
All right, and she will lead you through this dining room to a smaller, like foyer-looking space where you can see, for the first time, you see an employee that is not a woman. You see a man. He's in the double button breasted coats with like the lines running between them. You know, he's got he almost looks again like a Victorian era footman. And she leads you up to him and says, "This is the liftman," and he slides open a gate to a door, to basically an elevator. And she says, "Could you take them to the storefront, please?" And he hops in. Are you guys going in the lift?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not the same guy that walked through the door, right?
No.
Okay. Or walked through the
And
wall.
he nods, and you all step in. He steps in with you. He slides the door closed, pulls a lever. There's only one lever in here. And then immediately slides the door open, and you're in a totally different space.
We didn't feel
you're-
like we moved at all.
No, you did
Okay.
not detect any movement.
We did write the same campaign, didn't we?
I think so. He immediately reopens. There's looking into a ornate storefront. There's a woman behind the counter who looks up as the door opens and looks like she was probably kind of bored. There's gorgeous weapons, armor, jewelry on display all around the room. Again, the room is not massive. It's pretty small. The 6 of you are going to fill up the majority of the space here. And yeah, no windows, no other doors. Yeah, you come in and she says, welcome, it's good to have you.
Is this the storefront?
It is. We buy and sell all sorts of, well, just about anything you could want.
Very good.
Grim will go ahead. Okay, Grim's gonna walk to the front of the party, and he'll extend his hand out, and he'll say, "So nice to meet you. We're so happy to be here. The name's Grimir Solomon."
Love
She'll
having a face of this party. That's great.
she'll daintily take your hand. And you would note that this woman, gotta find my page.
It's your mom.
Oh my god!
What are the odds?
This woman is also, she's not in the same outfit. That's important to note. She's in it's not sheer, but it is black. It's long. It goes down to her ankles and a little bit trails on the floor. It's just a long rope still tied around the midriff. Still wearing the pendant, still has the mask on, but you would note that just some of the lines in her face indicate she's a little bit older. Still stunningly beautiful. Like even with a mask covering a portion of her face, it's like one of the most beautiful people you've ever seen. She has like smooth as silk, long flowing blonde hair, the deepest cerulean blue eyes, and she just exudes this welcoming charm, like you want her to like you. You're like you're selling yourself to her, basically, is how you feel. She takes your hand. She says, "It's nice to meet you. Name is Cheldar.
You gonna say that again?
Lisette Cheldar."
Here comes the spelling contest.
Grim will say, I gotta tell you, I have heard thousands of names in my lifetime. That's probably the prettiest one."
Ragna just obviously goes, ugh.
She says, "Well, thank you. That's very kind of you."
I mean, like really pretty. Do you understand the scope?
I do. I do understand. Yes, thank you.
Good.
Lean over to the whisper and say, everywhere this guy. I don't know how he has the energy.
The Whisperer is going to make his way up to the front, and he's going to say, "I was hoping for a bit more privacy with my shopping needs."
We could send your friends away.
If you need a moment, I'm sure it wouldn't harm us to step outside.
Thanks for the second. And says, "No, that's the word I'm looking for."
Get the fuck out.
He just says, I appreciate your consideration. I promise it's nothing against you. You all seem very, well, some of you seem very trustworthy."
I appreciate your kind words, and I thank you for thinking that I'm trustworthy. I shall now enter the lift.
Yep.
Actually, oh, hold on. I want to check something real quick.
And the Whisperer does motion. He says, "Ooh, Jerry, you're fine to stay."
Gotcha.
Look, and then he pauses again and he says, "Look, I assure you, it's only for your protection."
For your protection.
What about like points at Uwe and Jerry. What about them? Their protection.
They're already in great danger.
Ah, I understand.
Then why are we hanging out with you guys?
These are clearly the people we need.
Uh,
Now we should walk into this lift.
Jerry also doesn't know why you're hanging out with them.
Jerry doesn't know why he's hanging out with
Jerry
us.
still just turns around and goes into the lift.
Jerry is pulling out a list of things he's looking to procure, awaiting his turn to speak.
Yeah. So.
And
the
Jerry's like
three of
giddy there with
you-
like his book in his hand. He's like,
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Chomping at the bit.
He's a
So
gnome in a magic store.
the three of you get back in the lift, and the lift man is in there, and he says, "So where to?"
well, we may as well go back down to the bar, right?
Does the door close in the lift?
I mean, not yet.
I was just wondering if we could just literally hang out in here with the door closed, but
What
The
about
dining room.
We
then.
just want to talk to you.
did Sophia say that there was another store, another shop?
There's
It's
a
a
general
general-
store. There's a tattoo parlor. There's they also rent vehicles.
Oh, the tattoo parlor.
You guys should go there.
Okay. Yeah, Grim's gonna want to go to the tattoo parlor for sure.
wherever you guys go, we'll make sure we know where you're going. We'll come find you.
Tattoo parlor it is. Door closes, reopens, but then we'll cut to the other team.
So now we don't need to whisper for this. Just game sense. Whisper is going to talk to Lisette.
Lisette.
And say, the artifact I'm looking for is a device that allows one to change their appearance.
Well,
At will.
we have many things that would let you do that. She kind of points around the room, and she indicates a set of clothes that you can see on a mannequin, and she goes, "That there is called a shift weave. Would allow you to change your clothes into a couple different predetermined sets of clothes at will. If you're looking for something a little more in depth, I think I have an item for you. Are you talking about something that could alter your physical body appearance?
Indeed.
I do have something for that. Let me go grab it from the back." And you see behind the counter there's an archway with another black curtain. She slides the curtain away, and looking through just briefly as she walks through, you just see what appears to be a massive just warehouse behind her. Far as the eye can see, you don't see the opposite wall. And then she pulls the curtain back, and she's gone. You're in the shop for a minute. She comes back, and she says, "I think this might be what you're looking for." And she sets a hat down on the table. And she says, "This you can place on your head, and it will change you into whatever you want to look like. Although I warn you, it's just an illusion. If anyone gets a little too close, they would be able to sense the difference."
I'll take them both.
That's
All
fair.
right. It's must have some deep pockets. See, the hat is going to be about 2,000 gold. The other, about 100 gold.
And the Whisperer is going to say, we also have some things we'd like to sell. He is going to produce the Potion of Longevity.
And she, when you pull it out, she kind of reaches for it for a second, and then she says, "May I?"
Of course.
She grabs it and just kind of looks it over in her hand. She goes, "Now, where did you find this?"
Would you believe it if I said the Forge of Spells?
That's a name I haven't heard since. She says, "Well, if you have access to that forge, I can't believe you're here at all. If the stories they say about it are true, you should be able to make anything you need."
Well, someday.
What
Well.
did you ask for? Sorry.
What did we ask for?
Lots of
Didn't you ask
gold.
something while I wasn't there?
I don't think so.
She says, "Well, for a potion like this, just the thought of being able to reverse engineer it, that could be worth a pretty penny." She says, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you both of those items for this potion."
Whisper will nod and say, "You have yourself a deal."
All right.
And
She says, "It's a pleasure doing business."
Metagame. There is a cat-like statue that somebody has in our party
Jerry.
that nobody has written on their character sheet
Jerry has it.
Okay.
that we are not going to be able to use, that we should attempt to sell.
DM.
Yeah.
I can't find my notebook. It might have gotten thrown away. But there was a name that was given to Uwe by the magic peddler that we found on our way up to Thunder Tree.
Yep.
That it was a collector of some sort, or I think it was some type of collector. It was Elvin. That might know information about the sword that I'm carrying.
That is true. The collector's name is Vorambor,
Was it really?
Yes.
Okay.
and he is located in Silvery Moon,
The city
Which
of
is-
Silvery Moon.
which is where Grim
Okay.
came from.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. I thought it was going to be the same person, but
One more question, which is probably a pretty vague question.
Yeah.
For the DM. I'm also looking for any artifacts you have coming from or relating to the plane of Mechanus.
Because I do think we have some stuff. You mind giving me a second?
Sure.
She takes your potion into the back behind the curtain, and she comes back with gotta find it in the list here. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Sure.
The clockwork thing.
The amulet.
orange.
Yeah, the clockwork amulet. She says, "I do have this, inspired by that plane from one of our engineers that spent some time there. It's a nice little necklace that can sometimes guarantee a hit should you need it.
And what's the price tag on this?
I think we might place that around 150 gold pieces.
Yeah, take that as well.
Of course.
I know what that item is, and it's very interesting.
Yeah. Do be interesting. The
Yes,
last
it's
thing,
the diadem of interest.
the last thing, DM, which I just thought about, to make the invisibility potions, was there a specific component that I needed?
There was, and we never fleshed it out, I don't think. So we were supposed to come up with that recipe.
Okay. I'd like to get stuff to make some more of those. Can we, outside of game, put that together and say that that occurred now?
Sure. That worked for me. He hands you mystery ingredient, and
Can I
you
pay
hand
mystery
over
price?
mystery price.
One other thing, I just wanted to check. I don't want to check that. Okay, that's it for. You know what? We'll check one more thing. The last thing I'm looking for is just some finely crafted armor. I'll show this studded leather a little bit. But surely you have some magically enhanced armor.
Yeah, we have all sorts of armor of almost any material. What are you looking for?
Just some studded leather to sturdy my defense a bit more.
Don't you already have studded leather?
I do. I'm looking for magical studded leather.
Like +1 magical studded leather?
Yeah.
What is this +1 you speak of?
That's one.
I would say, let me find the price. They absolutely have it. It's gonna run you about 1,500 gold pieces.
I will buy that.
Okay, you have +1 studded leather armor.
Fuck yeah. Okay, my turn's over.
Uwe has everything written down. He'll be quick. So I'll just say I have the Panther. I don't know who actually has it, but
Okay. I think Jerry does, but
he'll basically everything that I say is written down. So Panther, I'll pull out the Panther. My
is
feather
this all
light
to
order. Yes, I'll do sell first and then purchase, or I can do it the other way around. But all right, maybe purchasing is first. Basically, I would ask if there's anything that you have magical that's for protection, that's not armor. Any magical swords, long swords, and any health potions. Those are the 3 things that I asked for.
So she will point to one of her display cases, and she'll point to 2 rings in particular, and she says, both of these rings here provide a little extra help in protection. One of them is a ring of protection. The other will help you be a little more evasive.
I'm guessing it's Ring of Evasion.
Yeah.
Oh, let me look them up real quick. What are the costs on those 2?
Oh, expensive.
Yeah, sure.
The ring of protection is going to be 3,500 gold pieces.
Okay.
The ring of evasion, about 5,000.
All right. So, and then the weapons, if you have any.
You just want a +1 magic sword.
I mean, plus whatever you have. I mean, that's +1 is the only thing I'd be potentially be able to afford. So
You already have one.
yeah, but it's yours. So if you want it back or want to trade it away, I would be
I
without
think
one.
during that conversation, the Whisperer will just kind of cut in and be like, "I think the sword's yours by now, friend."
Okay.
And he's gonna kind of pat the frostbrand on his side. He's like, "There's a little more my speed anyway."
um. Then health potions.
Yeah, she'll lead you over to a separate counter along the other wall, and
Mhm.
looking inside, this is like a glass case, like a jeweler counter almost, but the
Mhm.
entire inside of it is just filled with potions. Anything you could imagine, and there's a big, like, display sign advertising their new potion.
Mhm.
Says, "Newest elixir brought to you by the fine alchemists of the Moonstone Mask." And then it says, "Elixir of the Weave."
Okay, what's that?
And there's a photo of it, and you can see it in the case. It is impressive looking. She Are you asking her what it is, or are you asking me what it is?
I mean, both.
She would explain to you that she says, when you drink this, it allows you to tap into the spell weave that's in all of us and harness that power. It allows you to restore some of your magical ability at a cost.
I'll
But
just take,
for health potions,
yeah, I'll just take 2 common.
okay, that's 100 gold.
And, I guess the last thing would be if you have gauntlets of any kind.
Gauntlets. We got all sorts of gauntlets. She goes in the back, comes back with a couple sets. Hang on.
Mhm.
Let me make sure I want to give these to you.
Well, I have to be able to afford them too. What are they doing out there?
Yeah, so she comes back with 2 sets of gauntlets. One I think looks very familiar to you.
Okay.
And she says, I have these here, which make you extra strong. And then I also have these, which have the ability of turning non-magical weapons magical, and maybe doing a little extra fire damage.
How much? How much are for each of those?
The ones that make you strong, 8,000 gold pieces. The other ones, 3,000 gold pieces.
And as a DM question, what are the second ones?
The gauntlets of Flaming Fury. It might not pop up for you.
Baldur's Gate. Yes, they do not. Yeah, I can't see them.
And then, so basically what they do is when you wear both of these steel gauntlets, any non-magical weapon you grasp with either gauntlet is treated as a magic weapon. As a bonus action, you can use these gauntlets to cause magical flames to envelop 1 or 2 melee weapons in your grasp. Each flaming weapon deals an extra 1d6 fire damage on a hit. They last until you sheath or let go of either weapon. Once used, you can't use it again until next dawn.
Okay. So the Ring of Evasion was the $5,000 one? Correct.
Sounds right.
Okay. So I'll put my Feather Light Quarterstaff on the desk. The cat, the panther, I should say. My possessed quarterstaff, just to see what they say. And I'll also put the Lightbringer on there.
The mace?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Just scanning it like price check right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's scoping. I mean, she has a mask on. Who knows what that mask could do?
Right.
Over 9,000.
Beep.
Mhm.
And then Jerry, how many staffs do you have?
19 million.
Do you have a Nold stick, blue with a blue flame carved? It's like a magic missile staff.
Don't never take an old man's walking stick.
So you do have it or don't?
Let me see.
He looks over everything, and she's really pausing at the cat statue.
Okay.
And she says, and what were you looking to buy? You have health potions. You want the ring, and that's it.
Well, I really want the Ring of Evasion.
You're a monk.
I can't evade until level something.
That's like next level.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Above game, you get that soon. It is a good rig though.
Yeah.
I don't have any staffs that I'm willing to part with.
I
think
need to
we're
know
trying
what
to make
staffs
sure
you
that-
have.
Yeah, I think we picked up a wand of magic missiles that I don't know if you have in your inventory is the thing.
No, I don't
So-
have it in here, but
So I have
I think
a
you're
thing of
right.
magic. I have a wand of magic missiles. I have a wand of webs because we got essentially 2 of them. Somebody has shoes of spider climbing.
I have that attuned.
I'll learn.
Okay. Javelin somewhere else. Large crooked walking, a staff of withering.
That is specifically a druid
Okay.
staff, right?
Okay, so I
Or
would
a cleric,
have
maybe?
that on the counter. Somebody has the chime
We
of
do-
opening, but
We do have
I want to keep
That's
that.
Jerry.
cleric now. That staff of withering.
Yeah.
So
Staff of
Ragnar
withering
could
would
use.
go up. Oh, could she? Is it cleric or is it druid?
It's cleric, druid, or warlock.
Okay.
Staff
We'll
has
check.
3 charges, regains
We'll check with
3,
her first.
1d3 at dawn. Wield it as a magic quarterstaff. On a hit, can expend 1 charge to deal extra damage.
Okay, we'll hold on to that then.
So here's the question. I mean, we're at a store. We can just metagame this.
Okay.
I mean, do either the warlock or the cleric plan on hitting people with a stick?
Nope.
I think Ragnar's got a pretty nice mace already.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want another stick to whap people with.
Let me just read it real quick.
Staff of Withering. And it does good damage. It has charges, but pretty cool.
You can expend 1 charge, deal an extra 2d10. So
I don't-
basically, you could do big hit.
Yeah.
With it. It's one of those things that I could use, but I mean, you guys, I mean, that's a rare magic item, so you're probably better off.
Oh, we're about to sell it as the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're probably better off get rid of
Selling?
it. Yep.
You're selling the wand of magic missiles as well.
I think so. I don't think Jerry wants it or needs it.
I think you would love that.
Oh, well then keep it.
Saves them spell slots. See how fast Aaron runs back into the room.
No, you can sell it. I don't care.
Give me a fucking wand.
Okay, DM, are there any magical items that would do damage when I'm in a melee range, I guess? 'Cause I guess
That list is about 10,000
I
items
know.
long.
I know.
There's also the dude who would imbue your fist that we've already talked to.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Yeah.
There's
So
also the what's the flame sword? There a flame sword?
I think it's like the Lightbringer thing, but different. Like, is that the one that Thora had, or the one that Solia had? Is
What's
that
the
the
one
one
I'm
you're
thinking
thinking
of,
of?
Michael?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the basic. It's the sword that it's like the Frostbrand, but it does more damage and less cool
Oh,
shit.
the flame tongue?
Yeah,
It's very good.
flame tongue longsword. That would be
It'd be expensive.
it'd be expensive, but that's probably one of the better items you're looking for as far as long swords that are magical.
Only 10. 40-foot radius. Yeah. I mean, that'd be a good one. Is it a plus? No, it's not a +1 though.
You can get it +1. It's gonna be more expensive.
Yeah. Just how much for the how much we got for all that shit? So it'd be you don't want the mat? Oh, he didn't say it.
He said he doesn't want it.
Okay. Magic missile thing.
Hi, Brad.
Bye, Brad. Wand of Web. Maybe he has that still.
Brad.
Staff of Withering. Panther. My 2 staffs. And the Lightbringer potentially.
I would like the web wand, but we can get
So
rid of
no-
the magic missile.
No web wand. Sorry for making that difficult. That's good.
No, that's fine. Looking at your haul, she says, I think this would equate to about 20,000 gold pieces.
How much if we
What was
take the Lightbringer away?
This would equate to about 19,000 gold pieces.
So I will keep the Lightbringer. Out of curiosity, what is the Panther thing?
What's it worth, or what does it do?
Didn't we identify it?
Oh,
Wait,
did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a wondrous
it's
panther idol, or it summons a panther.
Yeah, it basically you have to summon or you have to worship Lolth, and then you have the power to summon this fucking
Got it.
majestic beast of a panther.
Gotcha. So I will take the Ring of Protection and sell you the rest of the stuff, and keep the Lightbringer. So, and I'll just don't worry about the health potion shit. I already minus 100 out of my thing. So what would come out to 16,000 back, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I can deal with that.
This could play nicely
Yeah.
into what Jerry wants. Are you done then?
Yes, sir. So what is 16,000? So I, separate the 16,000 three ways.
It is a substantial amount of coin.
Mhm.
Even giving it out in platinum, she has to give it to you in a chest. It will fit in a bag.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do banks exist in this?
Complimentary bag of holding to carry all this shit.
If we want
actually, yeah.
to do this,
Sweet.
if we're divvying this money up, do you want to add the 2100 that I sold that potion for too? So it was 19,000 plus
That's
2100.
21,100.
We'll Well, 16,000 that I got back, so 1821.
No, I'm saying
Or
just
18.
do the 19,000. I'm saying just do gold
Oh,
amount.
okay.
Yeah, but you spent that, didn't you?
Right. I'm not saying we get it. I'm saying this would be like the value, and then we take what we spent away from that.
Gotcha.
You guys have way too much money.
We have a fuck ton of money.
Well, they have really good items. Well,
Okay.
had really good items.
And I had a few
You
more.
barely
but
use or can't
Okay.
use.
You guys got to keep your magic items. We just gave away all of his basically.
The wand of magic missiles is worth 8,000 gold.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
One of
It's a
magic missiles is
guaranteed hit, and you can cast it up to like 6th level. I don't know why you get rid of it.
Too late. It's gone.
It's gone.
So wait. So add the 2,100. So you spent 2,100.
Here. No. Yeah. So basically, we're divvying. Does Aaron have anything to sell?
I have stuff I would like to buy.
Okay. So
So
we
no-
have
so no.
21 or 21,100 gold divided by 3, which is 7,033 gold
33.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then
I'll
whatever you
subtract-
spent, take from that.
Gotcha. 7,033. You said.
Check out DM.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So Andrew, you spent 3,500.
Okay.
On your ring.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, I was almost broke there for a minute, guys.
So was I. Okay. I am done. I am grooved.
Okay.
Hey, Jerry.
So in his nerdiest voice, he's gonna say, "I have a series of spell scrolls," and then spread out this list of spell scrolls that he's looking for on the counter.
Okay.
The list includes.
In the time that it takes Jerry to have this conversation, which will take over an hour, can I attune to my hat?
May I attune to my ring?
I guess. Sure.
Thank you.
May I take a long rest?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's not a very long list.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Mine
say,
Mine took way longer than I thought. I apologize, dude.
She disappears behind the curtain again at the mention of spell scrolls and comes back literally with a thick ass binder of just pages.
Okay. All right. So just prices for each of these scrolls. Haste.
You have to tell me what level spell it is.
It's a
Level
third
3.
level. I think everything except for one is going to be a third level spell.
Then I will tell you that. Well, give me the names. Yes, she has a haste. It is 400 gold.
Gaseous form.
Also third level.
Yep.
400 gold.
Sending.
You pooping?
What level
You
spell is that?
poop.
I think it's
Third.
third.
What was that?
Nerd.
It's
That's a
third.
third level spell.
It's these are all going to be third except the last one.
Okay. Also 400 gold.
It's just there.
Summon Shadow Spawn.
What?
Can't you just call your son?
Says the Necromancer.
Guys, I've got a lot of shit.
He does not have that one.
If we were smart, we would have bought a back folding another back.
Summon Undead.
400 gold.
Tiny Servant.
Here's my tiny
I'm
servant.
going to guess 400 gold, but I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Ollie boy.
that's the base price for a
We'd like to sell you
three
wares.
scroll. The question
Okay.
is just, does she have it or not? She doesn't have a whole. She doesn't have all of Tasha's stuff.
Okay. Tiny Servant is a Tasha spell or Shadow Spawn?
No, I'm just Shadow Spawn is.
Okay. And then could I do like we did with Dancing Lights? Could I get a Chill Touch scroll as a cantrip, but cast it with first level slots?
Sure.
All right. How much would a Chill Touch scroll be?
We'll say. So that's a cantrip normally.
Yeah.
That's 25 gold.
Okay. Can I just get a tattoo price while I'm here, or do we need to do some narrative thing?
You let them do the tattoos.
I was gonna say like I was I was planning on literally giving them 5 minutes and going back upstairs.
I was gonna go find you eventually.
Yeah.
But this has been about 5 minutes. Just
That's what I kind of figured.
But
Obviously, it takes a
classified.
while to talk
it's
it out.
it's football time. Takes like
Yeah.
10 times longer.
Prices on tattoos varies depending on the size, the effect,
Okay.
where you get it, what kind of ink you use. There's a lot that goes
Well,
into it.
I would like
My-
a life well tattoo.
On my wiener.
That magical needle that you apply or attune with.
Oh, what?
A
A
what?
life well tattoo. It's in Tasha's.
Does it say like live, laugh, love?
Yeah.
It is a purple. If you search tattoo, it's purple. It is a very rare tattoo.
Be rare.
Would carry 2 limbs or the chest or upper back.
Yeah, it'd probably be the upper back. Maybe the chest.
Right on the taint.
You know, there are some really, really interesting common magical items.
Yeah, I went through all of them last week.
No, she does not have that item. We're doing tattoos differently. Because that's an item. I don't like the idea that you can remove your tattoo. Tattoo is permanent.
Okay.
Ever.
Is it an item? I think it's just a
I thought it-
tattoo.
It says a
Well,
It's an
it's a
item because
needle.
it's a needle.
Yeah,
It says-
you attune to it when they give you the tattoo. That's what it is.
And
Yeah.
you can
This
unattune to
one
it, and
says-
it turns back into the needle.
Oh, does it?
Ye-
Attune to later. Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
these
that
ones
specific
you hold the
tattoo.
needle to your skin, so you
They
don't
all-
have to get this tattoo.
Do they all do that?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like all the tattoos do that. They give you the needle as the magic item, and if you remove the attunement, it turns back into the needle.
It fades off of your skin. Yeah.
The DM ruling is those tattoos don't exist in this universe.
That's
Because
fine.
we have
Okay.
different tattoos.
Okay. Maybe. Is there a long list of the tattoos that you have?
There is, but that would require a tattoo parlor.
Blood Fury tattoo.
All right. I guess I will evaluate which ones I want to buy then.
Well, you're not a tattoo parlor. Or are you talking about your scrolls?
I mean the spells, not
Oh.
the tattoos.
They're all available except the one.
Okay. I figure that's something I can do out of game.
So you're not buying anything?
Is this something I can evaluate out of game and just get back with you next week about what I bought?
I suppose so.
Just buy all of them.
I just did a quick list of all the 3rd level spells that I might want. So I've got a price, and now I'll just say, oh, I'm willing to spend the money to inscribe and buy this scroll.
Yeah, the expensive part is copying it.
Not well for 400. It's third level spells are 150 gold to inscribe. So for 400, but I've got 7,000 gold now, so I could
That's
just
so
run the
much
gambit.
money.
A lot of fucking money.
Okay, other party.
You know what? I'll just take them all. Fuck it.
Take them all.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
The Whisper comes and
Nice.
grabs you guys.
So it's 2,025 gold.
There you go. That's the purchase. Where's Droop when you need him? He's missing out on all this money.
Toss him an electrum.
Yeah, we'll give him a lecture when we see him next. Brad, if you go to game rules, magic items, and then just put in mask or belt,
What I like
it'll
to
show
do
all of them.
is
in
I like to
filter.
go to the character sheet. If you go to equipment and then manage equipment, and then you can search there. There's a search, there's a filter, you can do all that. That way you can search
That's your
belt
spell
or
ability.
whatever.
Base spell level you can prepare.
Also, there might only be like 5 belts or masks.
It's quite possible.
I'm gonna save
Each
up all my money and
level
get that Blood
takes
Fury
2
tattoo.
Okay, so for each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go grab everyone else from whence they went.
Yay. We can do things. You should go first, Grim. All the stuff you need.
What's the DC for copying a spell? That thing that's only in the Dungeon Master's Guide, right?
I believe it is a DC 10
Plus the spell level, I think.
plus the spell level,
Okay.
but
And
I'm not sure. And then I think your roll is an 8 plus your intelligence modifier.
8 plus intelligence modifier?
Or maybe it's
I'll find it.
Arcana. Yeah, you find it.
You wouldn't roll?
No, he does roll, but
I
that's what
roll,
he
but
gets.
what's the modifier?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll find it. I'll find it.
I see what you're saying.
Let everyone else
So
go there.
he'd have to roll like a 2 to like not copy it. or something
Basically,
like
yeah. There's a very small chance of me not getting it, but there is a chance.
that. I see.
Progress the plot.
Is the other party buying items, or did they come back in, or are you guys at the tattoo parlor?
I would have came back.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I be at tattoo parlor?
Sure.
Get inked up.
Right.
I mean, I think we're all gonna
Okay.
go there together at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah. Who else is buying items? Let's just do that.
Yeah, Grim's gonna go up to the counter. He's gonna say, "Do you have anything that could make me either fly or really sneaky?"
You, Grim.
I have many things that will do both of those.
You got options.
All right.
You gotta be a little more specific.
All right. I want something that I can wear that's pretty inconspicuous. What do you have for me?
I would recommend your normal clothes.
Yes.
Touche.
Lizette is a fucking dog.
Let's see. What do you want?
Like gloves or a necklace that I can hide under my shirt, or the thin bracers or something that doesn't look like I'm wearing it, but will benefit me in some way.
Hey, metagaming. What does Michael Barlos want?
What does Michael Barlos want?
It's a loaded
There's
question.
specific. There's a pair of gloves, but I think there are variants that can. What are they called? Gloves of thievery.
Looking at living gloves.
No, they're not living gloves.
There are gloves of thievery. 5,000 gold.
They're really good gloves.
All
They're good
right.
for thieving.
It's weird that a shop would sell gloves of thievery, but they do.
Lisette, hear me out. I need these gloves because I I need them to support my two small children at home. Their mother recently passed, and I'm the only one that supports them. And they just can't make it on their own. And sometimes you have to resort to taking things that just don't belong to you. And of course, I would never take anything from you. Just food and essentials. And gloves like this would really help me out. But I only have roughly 225 gold.
Wait, really?
Really? I don't know if I started out with any gold.
You were supposed to start with 1,200.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna
Unless
add 1,200 gold.
you frivolously gambled it all away or something.
I was gonna say, what the fuck did you spend all your money on?
Yeah.
No, I got extra gold the first day. I conned that guy.
So
for
you really
300
have.
gold.
Oh, so you really have 1,400. Whatever.
I only have 1,425 gold.
She eyes you suspiciously. Make a persuasion check. We'll just do a straight roll. Let's see how you do.
Straight roll. That is a
Well-
natural 20.
Okay.
So 28 with the modifier.
She goes, well, I'm sorry to hear that you're in such dire straits. The lowest I could go is 3,000. If you need help coming up with the extra money, there's a job board downstairs.
Hell yes.
Could I mean, how much can you work with me? Could I pay you what I have now and then take a job in your name?
You want a layaway item?
I would really
hold on. Okay.
appreciate the gloves.
I'll throw 600 gold your way.
Brings it up to 2,000.
And 25. 2025.
What's is that 5,000 gold you need?
3,000. No.
3,000. Oh.
You talk her down to 3.
I'll toss you another 500. In the name of Dez.
Gerald. I imagine the Whisper and Uwe kind of like look at Jerry like.
Lisette, we have 2,500 gold here. It's a really strong offer from a plebeian like myself.
It is, but I see you surround yourself with some wealthy friends.
Not so generous all the time.
It's funny. I happen to know exactly how much money they have.
I know.
I
So in
really just
turn,
gave
we'll
him
go back to,
20,000 gold.
I think we'll say that these
Jerry.
gloves are 5,000 gold pieces again.
well then, I guess I'll just have to turn them down. and he puts all of the gold that he got in his pocket and walks away.
You're gonna get fucking stabbed again.
Whisper's gonna place a firm hand on his shoulder.
Oh,
Yep.
my friend. So sorry.
He says, I had given you this mighty gift in the thought that you might get something that's beneficial to our adventure, not to line your pockets.
Well, she said that it was because of you guys that she raised the price again. So whose fault is it here, really?
Okay. Well, I'll take my gold back then.
Fine. And he'll
What am I looking
give
for?
your
This-
gold
this
back
sheet.
and Ui's gold back as well.
Gloves of thievery. Do be
I
expensive.
don't know. I think you
Dude.
talk. I think
that's
you
what I was
talk
looking
yourself
for.
out of into the 5,000.
Hold on.
Gloves of thievery are a good ass item, and I don't remember if they actually require attunement or not.
The Whisperer is actually in the midst of all this while I'm checking things. He's gonna what do I do? Fuck something.
Yep, do it.
He's gonna set a couple potions on the counter. A couple potions of fire breathing. Actually, no. Why the fuck do you need thieving gloves? I'm fucking rogue. Fuck you. Give me my gold back.
I already gave your gold back.
He's just-
But what do these gloves do? Do I buy the same gloves?
Are you just gonna buy them?
I probably have to attune to them. I don't.
You don't.
What do they do? I don't know what they do.
They give me +5 to
+5 to dex checks for sleight of hand and dex rolls concerning
Lockpicks.
lockpicks. Yeah.
Now you can get 35 rolls.
This would put me at a +15.
Exactly. You can never fuck it again. You never fuck the duck.
It's 3,000 gold though. I'm good. They don't need attunement though.
It's 5,000 gold.
Dude,
5,000.
Hey, a good non-attunement item, hard to come by.
Well, you know
he's
where
not
they are.
wrong. Yep.
Can't afford them.
Just have to get another pass.
Grim's going to approach the counter again.
We got 72 hours. There's $7,000 now.
And he's going to say, listen, I apologize.
$1,000 gloves.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
I apologize for my friend's actions. I know they are quite wealthy, and I am not so well off. I was wondering if you may have just a humble broom of flying instead.
I'm a witch.
She looks at you and says, if you can't afford the gloves, you cannot afford the broom.
So fucking direct.
She's so over Grim.
The broom is
She's-
8,000 gold.
She was over you when you started complimenting our parents. She's like, ugh, these kind.
I never complimented her appearance. I complimented her name.
Yeah, that's true. But, that was smart.
Straight to the head, not to the heart. And Grim will just not say anything and slowly back away from the counter.
Is there?
After seeing this terrible display of bargaining.
I don't know why I didn't get anything that I wanted because I rolled a nat 20. I rolled a 28 persuasion.
Well,
And she lowered the price, 2,000 gold.
that
Yeah.
was a very
They were 3,000. Just
For
not
a second.
3,000.
If Jerry just would have bucked up and gave the 500 gold before he kept talking. Jerry.
What?
rock that.
He's not even listening.
That's why you didn't fork over the gold, because he wasn't listening.
Hmm.
There are a few things that Ragnar would like to try to purchase.
Okay.
For sake of brevity, since there's 3 minutes left till 10. She would be looking for. I don't know if this is an item that actually exists in this world. It is called Potion of Watchful Rest. It is a common potion.
Let's see if it's in my list.
It is on D&D Beyond. I don't know if that helps.
Do I?
That's an annoying amount of things that aren't on the list that we procured.
It's doom.
I hope so.
Yeah, you could definitely get those. They would be 100 gold apiece.
I would like to buy 4 of those.
Okay.
If they have 4.
They do. They have so many of everything.
So many potions. Okay. All right. I'll have to add those. I'll just subtract the gold for now. So those were 400 total. 400. Move. And a rope of mending.
A man of culture, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it's 50 gold.
Subtract that. And Ragna is very direct. Like, it's just like, hey, you have this. Oh, you have this. Okay, how much is it? Okay, hands over the exact amount of gold that they say. It's like not bargaining at all. Just like, yes, we are making a transaction.
The opposite of Grimm's transaction.
There's and for those of you just looking around the room, the things that are on display currently, there's a Wand of Wonder, Rod of Flowers, Mariner's Armor, Mithril Armor, Moon-Touched Sword, Reveler's Concertina, a
Hold on.
Ring of
That's expensive as
Invisibility.
Oh, that's a good ring.
A ring of invisibility?
See,
Yeah.
a Ring of Evasion, a Ring of Truth Telling. There was a Ring of Protection, but it was purchased. There also was a Shift Weave, but that was also purchased. The Staff of the Adder, a Cap of Water Breathing, a Bag of Bounty, Wand of Smiles, and a Wand of Scowls, sold as a set. A Cloak of Many Fashions, and the featured potion, the Elixir of the Weave.
How much, out of just curiosity, how much does that ring of invisibility run?
10,000.
Probably,
Actually,
yeah.
less than I thought it was going to be.
How much
Oh,
were
I looked at the
Sorry.
wrong thing, actually. Yeah, you're right. It's way more than that.
what about the Wand of Smiles?
It's a legendary item. The ring of
Yeah.
invisibility.
Oh, it's probably
Just-
like between 20 or 50,000, right?
Yeah, I think we'd be leaning closer to like 30 to 40,000 on that one.
Yeah.
What were the other
It's the
things you
one
said?
ring.
What were the other things you said? Or it was the Bag of Wonder or
Bag of
Bounty.
Bag of
I should probably get going.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
We're gonna find out what each and every one of these magical items does.
Oh.
Hi, Jerry.
Or well, I do have the recording going. Are we just? Or is there any negotiating still going on?
Well, is Brad buying any items?
Yeah. You'll do it next week or right now?
We can pick up there if you want to.
Sure.
I think we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do the rolls for the spell scrolls in roll 20.
Yeah, we were right. So it's your Arcana. So you're rolling with your Arcana versus 10 plus the spells level.
Spell level.
Yep.
So 13 spell DC and 11 DC for the chill touch.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll roll, and then I'm gonna assume that if I don't inscribe it correctly, I will just buy another one and try again.
Could certainly try.
So the chill touch you would automatically pass, right?
No, I'd have to roll like a 2 or a 1.
I thought you said it was 8 plus something.
I was wrong.
My Arcana modifier is +8.
Oh.
I need to hit a
So-
DC 13 or 11 for chill touch.
So that's just 8 plus whatever you roll.
Yeah, so I would have to roll a 2 or a 1 to not inscribe it.
Mm.
For the other ones,
Oh.
I'd have to roll a 4 or less to not inscribe it. And if I do, I'll just pay another 400 for a scroll to do it again. And if I miss it again, I'll just keep.
Mm.
Turn and
Unless,
burn.
unless it's not worth it anymore.
And how much does it cost to copy it in?
It's the
50,
spells level
it's 2
times
hours.
50.
Yeah. So 150 gold to copy per spell, per third level spell. 50 gold for chill touch.
Over 6
2
hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
So this will take you a while.
Yeah.
So just tell me, I guess, over the next week, just let me know the order that you'd want to do them, because you'll probably only be able to do like one a day.
Yeah. Okay.
I have 2 more items, DM.
You do?
I do.
What do you want?
A
Let's take it
breathing
out, guys.
bubble.
A breathing bubble.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right.
A
I'm going to
breathing
go ahead and
bubble.
stop recording. I'm going to hop out.
Okay, nice.
Bye.